live.
Yep.
I think we should be live, guys. I mean, I'm not sure how this YouTube thing's worked. I'm not really. I've not done this much. Can I get a mic check? Tune.
Check, check. Tune shine. Check, check.
Well, I can definitely hear you. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'm not entirely sure. Schrodinger's cat, are you there?
I am here. How are y'all?
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. All the better for hearing your dulcet tones. Right, we'll go live in about 30 seconds. Looks like there's about 130 watching at the moment.
Is my audio and lighting and everything good?
You sound perfect and we can see you. Again, that's, I mean,
okay.
People might think that's good or not. We're not
right.
sure.
If at some point I need to turn the air conditioner off, just let me know.
when I see Cliff, I swipe right.
Yeah, we all do. Alright, we'll be going live in 10 seconds.
Alright.
Going live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello, I'm MC Toon. This is the SC Toon show. And tonight we have an announcement. We'll get into that in a second, but I first need to introduce over here is the one and only Schrodinger's cat. Good evening, hello, Mr. Cat.
Hello from the Hampton Inn in wet and rainy Pascagoula, Mississippi.
What was the name of the town?
Pascagoula.
Gesundheit.
No idea where they came up with that.
Wait, did I point the wrong way?
You did.
This way.
He's the other side.
This way. There. He's right there. And now, right here, we've got Craig. Good evening, Craig.
Sorry, what's my name?
Craig.
Craig. There you go. You're getting better.
Oh, I said that sarcastically. That's the right way. Oh.
Yeah, that is the right way.
Greg.
Wow.
Well, according to JM Truth, it's Craig or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, of course. That's the Book of Enoch version of it.
Oh, God, guys, I mean, I know this is something else entirely, but did you happen to watch any of the debate between Nathan Thompson and JM Truth and Snake is right?
Yes.
And the other? Did you happen to catch the part where JM Truth went, "Excuse me, I think you need to know who you're talking to here. Nathan Thompson was very nearly a neurosurgeon."
Yes, very nearly.
Oh. And then they had,
they
had to walk it back too.
So he got his bachelor's in pre-med or something, went on to medical school, was in his residency, did whatever. I don't even know the process, but was like, maybe a month or two away from being a neurosurgeon, but said, screw it, I just want to be homeless.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they walked it back, and JM Truth said, "No, I said that he has the intellect to be a neurosurgeon." That's not what he said.
He could even lie in the same stream. JM Truth said about 3 times during that stream that not only does he know about physics, but he has taught physics at a professional level to people with master's degrees.
Wow.
Yes, he did say that. Why are you lying?
Well, that type of mindset does remind me of something. What could it remind me of?
Some kind of award, maybe.
The kind of arrogance and ignorance in that certain special combination. You chuck it into a pot, you stir it around, you simmer it up for a couple of years, and what pops out is top left.
Very top left. All the top left.
All the way top left.
Yes.
I guess we should explain what top left means.
I suppose, yeah. Go ahead, Cliff.
Other side.
Yeah, on my screen it looks fine, but I'm watching the different page. So when we say top left, we're talking about the curve of that Dunning-Kruger came up with.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what Dunning-Kruger is, there were 2 psychologists who came up with, after doing some studying, that people who know very little about a topic often grossly overestimate their grasp of that topic, while people who are legit experts sometimes actually underestimate their grasp of a topic. and the people in the top left of there we go. It's on screen now. The people on the top left are on the peak of Mount Stupid. So those are the people who know the very, very least about a topic, such as physics, in the case of J.M. Truth, but thinks that he's an expert.
Yeah. And it's
I think
because
that was a pretty good explanation.
It's a typical flat earth mindset, because we all encounter it, where they will read a paragraph or part of a document, and because they've got that initial bit of information that they think backs them up, they're immediately an expert on everything about that. And the people that have studied for years and years and years, that are still on the slope of enlightenment, trying to learn everything about the subject, they're all wrong. Just because this person has read the slightest bit of information, or has the slightest inkling about the subject, they are all of a sudden an absolute expert. But actually, like Schrodinger's cat said, they know nothing.
Right. And I don't know if this was y'all's experience at university, maybe like your first year, your first semester, is at the end of it, you're just like, well, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
You spent that first semester just trying to come to terms with how little you actually know.
Oh, yeah. At the end of high school, you're like, oh, yeah, that was pretty good. And then you get to college, you're like, that pace was a lot faster.
Right.
Wait, did someone turn a page and I missed it?
It happened to me during statistics class. I'm like, oh, this is just like math. So
Right.
I didn't pay close attention. Then at the second test, I'm like, oh no. I have no
What's going on?
I'm going to have, I did fine in the end, because I figured out I had to put a little more effort into it.
But flat earthers have never been to university. So
In general, they have not.
No.
Now, the one thing, can you put that graph back up, Craig?
Yes.
Craig, sorry. So I have one problem with this particular chart, and that's the confidence level on the peak there is not nearly high enough. The peak of Mount Stupid is, in my experience, is always significantly higher than the plateau of sustainability. They think they are more expert than
Very
experts think
expert.
they are expert. Yes. Yeah, and Mark Steele is a perfect example. Calls himself very, very expert,
right.
but doesn't know the difference between an anion and a cation.
Yeah. Cation.
An ion and a cation. He thinks there's an ion and an eon. That's the kind of expertise we're talking about.
And
not expertise. Oh,
when presented with the evidence that they don't know what they're talking about, they don't recognize it. And this is not only true of flat earthers, it's true of sovereign citizens and other people. I recently, this guy's going to be on my channel soon. He was in court and he was doing all the sovereign citizen arguments. And the judge basically shut him down and said, okay, we're just going to continue this. You can come back after you've basically sit in the corner and think about what you did. His take on that is he had the judge and the prosecutor on the ropes the whole time. That's his takeaway.
Oh my gosh!
From the audio is there. You can listen to it. The judge is basically toying with him, and he thinks that he's crushing it.
Here is a better version of the Dunning-Kruger chart. It kind of gives a bit more of explanation.
Yeah, I like the words there help.
Yeah. So you start obviously with nothing, but then the slightest inkling you get, if you have the Dunning-Kruger mindset, you instantly think you know everything about that. But then you start to learn a bit more. You realize, well, it's a bit more complicated than I thought. Holy crap, I better pay attention. But then you get to the point where you're in despair here. You think, oh God, I'm never going to understand what's going on here. But you keep at it, you keep going, it starts to make sense, and then you get to the point where you actually understand it, and you get the right to say, trust me, it's complicated. The problem with flat earthers, sovereign citizens, science deniers in general, is they get stuck. They absolutely get stuck at that point where it says, I know everything about this.
Right. And we're not making fun of people that don't understand things, because
that's okay.
There's an amount of things that I don't understand. We're talking about the people that refuse to come down off the peak of Mount Stupid.
Yes.
It's the confidence. The confidence is important. The misplaced confidence. For example, Rachie, who's in the chat, she has, I think she has more confidence than she needs, but she's not this overconfident like Sleeping Warrior is. So Rachie, you're not gonna get nominated by me, and probably not a lot of other people. But Sleeping Warrior, well, he already won though, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, but this is a new award. I mean, so
it is. So
yeah, let's explain why we're talking about Dunning-Kruger. All right, you can explain that, Toon.
Yeah. So the point is that this is going to be an award, and it's reminiscent of the one that Red's Rhetoric did. And Red's left the community doing other things, and we wish him well, and still love the guy.
Totally.
But he kind of brought that with him. It was his thing. This is not our thing. This is the community's thing. If any of us decide that we want to not be part of this anymore, this stays. So it is an award. Now, Facty asked if there's a T-shirt for it. Yes, there will be. In fact,
of course
what we're going to do is the winner we'll get a prize. We will ship them a custom T-shirt with their likeness on it. Now we have an artist who has been working on some stuff. It looks pretty good so far. Not done yet, but looks pretty good so far. For that will be on some merchandise. So we should go over the schedule.
Yeah. So so just to clarify, it is an award show for people that are stuck on the top left of Dunning-Kruger. And us in the community are going to give votes as to who gets that award. And Tuna, go over the schedule of how it's going to work here.
So this is the introduction. Then everybody discuss amongst yourselves, and we're going to have nominations in mid-February, some in there, and anybody that's got a decent sized channel, contact us. You can come on and nominate. We look forward to many nominations.
Yeah.
And anybody, even if you don't have a channel but you've been around a long time, you're like, hey, I'd like to come on and nominate somebody. Contact us. One of either myself or Craig. Seriously, it sounds weird. So somebody needs 2 nominations to be in, and then if anybody gets more than 2 nominations, each additional nomination will count for 10 votes. Voting will be in March, and then through video. Will there be a video? And we'll explain that later. And then the big announcement will be on what more appropriate day than April Fool's Day.
Oh yeah.
What day of the week does that fall on this year?
That's a Friday.
Okay, good.
Friday. Yeah, and it's going to be fun. We make fun of idiots a lot here, all of us, because, that is fun to do. But this is something for the community to enjoy being part of a community, to get together, you can organize groups to try and, you've got someone you want nominated, you can start campaigns or anything. This is all about a community getting together and having a bit of fun, poking fun at the idiots that we love to debunk. And like Toon said, it's although it's us 3 that are kind of running it and come up with it, but it doesn't belong to us. If I leave the community, someone else can take my place. Toon leaves the community, exactly the same. If NASA finally catches up to Schrodinger's cat, then same thing can happen there.
Well, Tyrant Slayer Studios has vowed to take my channel down.
Well, there you go.
It's a guarantee from him. A guarantee. So, who knows? My days are numbered.
All right. Well, the very first super chat. I missed that. Did anybody get that? Now, Dora Nku just said, as a very, very expert, I nominate Boyan.
Alison for $2 Australian says, I nominate Triple H for his post-debate comments. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Derp Doc Derpy is claiming he won that sextant debate, even though he didn't explain how a sextant works on a flat Earth or calculate his position using the sextant angles.
He didn't even try. I did love how Nathan Oakley wants you to pay him.
Yes. But
yeah.
I've got something in store for Nathan Oakley anyway. The Spirit for $5 says, it's missing the point between I'll never understand this and I'm starting to understand it. It needs my head hurts. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You're right. If you're studying enough to try and understand something, you are going to have that point at least once where you're like, my fucking head hurts. And then we got Pronon 1990 with 199 with no message.
I found... Thank you for that, Pronon. I found the old one. The one that I thought I missed. I did not miss it. It's from Caucasian Sensation.
Yeah, there you go.
Who said, I resent you calling him Cation Sensation. too close to my name. Oh, hey, did you see in the video today, I put a couple, my video on the butt hurt guy.
Major butt hurt.
Has all these threats against me. I put up a few Easter eggs in there. One specifically for Dora. So Dora, you tell me what it was I put in there. We've got from Hugh. Being an Australian, basically, Craig, we want to...
Yeah. It makes sense that he would want to not... Huge Arse, $7.99 Australian dollars, says, I nominate Mitchell from Australia and apologise for him on behalf of all Australians. Unfortunately, I do not forgive you because he doesn't want to go away. And somehow his channel's actually gaining a bit of traction with this whole Flat Earth School nonsense. Mitchell...
Flat Earth School.
I know. Mitchell is...
What is that about? I haven't heard about that.
He does like daily streams where he basically says stupid stuff. You know, that's all you need to know.
And he calls it a school.
Yes, yeah. It's got a logo and everything.
I thought we already had a Flat Earth School. It was feck you.
Yeah, I know this one actually run by Flat Earthers though. And Mitchell from Australia, if you want to debate him, if you want him to come on your channel, he will charge you 5,000 Australian dollars. And wait,
that is top left.
If you want to go on his channel, like he will still charge you, but $500.
Oh, that's a big discount.
Yeah, apparently
wow.
So. I don't know how he thinks he can charge for his time, but you know, he is.
It was crazy. Like the auditor that wanted to debate me, but he would only debate me on his channel. And whenever he would do a live stream, he would have about 10 or 12 people watching.
Wow.
Like, why would I debate you on your channel? Like, where's the upside?
Well, yeah, but you do it and just stream it on your channel as well.
Yeah. I mean, I could, but it was more fun just to tell him to pound sand. Hey, the invitation's open. He's welcome to come to my channel and debate me, but he won't.
You can come onto this neutral channel.
Yeah, well, this was way before. This was 6 months ago. Well, speaking of me debating on this channel, I was supposed to debate tonight I don't know what to call him because he's just a conspiracy theorist, but he thinks he's some sort of freedom fighter. His name is Fake Mike Real News. That's his YouTube channel. And we had the date set. We had everything done. And I emailed him and said, hey, we're going to do it at, what did we pick? 5 o'clock Central Time, I think it was. And never heard from him again. After he came to me wanting to debate. I didn't go to him.
He went silent.
Yeah, he went silent as soon as it was actually going to be a real thing. So, Fake Mike Real News and your boyfriend Auditing America, y'all need to do some soul searching.
Cowards. I challenge you to a debate. Oh, wait, you're taking me up.
Well, the topic was a no-win for him. It was I don't even know why he chose that topic. Do you know what it was, Craig? Or do you remember?
I can't remember.
He was debating on the side that conspiracy theories or believing conspiracy theories makes people's lives better.
Oh, I mean that's just batshit crazy.
I already had like 2 pages of notes ready to go. I was doing all my research and everything, getting stuff ready, and he just couldn't be bothered. After he chased me down to do the debate, he couldn't be bothered to answer a simple email.
I think I found a video of him.
Speaking of scaredy flirts, James Horton in the chat has claimed that us clowns, maybe all three of us, are scared of Eric Dubé. Now, oh my God, I seem to remember challenging him many times, and he blocks me
I
on
seem to
Twitter.
remember making a video trying to track him down for you.
Okay, so
That's
Schrodinger's cat. How many flat Earth debates have you had? Maybe 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
All right, Toon, how many flat Earth debates have you had? Maybe 300 or 400.
Over 200.
I've had close to 600.
Yeah.
Now, just out of interest, how many flat Earth debates has Eric Dubé had?
It rhymes with 0.
It just is 0, isn't it? It's none.
Yeah.
Well, he has, I think, in a couple times he's like talked with some scientist, just
Right.
like, and they kind of tried to pass it off as if it was a debate of some sort.
Right. That's not a debate.
No.
And you know, when you take somebody at that level who's unfamiliar with the derp that flows out of flat earthers' faces, then a flat earther makes a claim that's absolutely ridiculously stupid. Like, they're so caught off guard by the sheer nonsense of it that they don't know how to respond. That's not winning a debate.
Right.
So,
And oftentimes I'm out in public and somebody will come up to me and they'll have an opinion about whatever, politics or something, and I don't want to get into it, and so I just agree with them. No matter how crazy whatever they say. I'm just trying to get out of the conversation and go away.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these videos where they're like, oh, this airline pilot agreed that the Earth is flat. And
He's
they show
laughing
a
at
video
you.
of, yeah, they're walking off the plane and they tell the pilot, hey, the Earth's flat, right? He's like, yep, thumbs up.
Yeah,
You
please get
nailed
off my
it.
aircraft so I can go to the bar.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, right? If you're out in the street and some dude comes up to you, is the Earth flat? You just go, yes, yeah, of course it is. Please leave me alone, you crazy fool. You know? You just want to get rid of, and that was one of the evidence the guy just debated. He was like, yeah, well, I've got videos of pilots admitting the Earth is flat. Yeah, and they're all laughing at you. Now try asking a pilot how they plan their routes. You know?
Right.
yeah. I've got some dogs barking.
I can hear that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on their status. I'll be right back.
Roger. Leaving us in charge, Schrodinger. Let's tank the channel.
K9 status check.
Yeah. So are you in a hotel because you're hiding from the government again?
I am constantly hiding from the government, yes.
Yeah, cool. Did they find the
Somehow
bodies or
did they find the what?
the bodies?
They're still firmly ensconced in my trunk of my rental car.
Cool. Must smell by now, I think.
Something you just got to learn to deal with. I mean, after a while, you just get used to it. I mean,
White Kick Camus Cow says, "Did I miss an FTFE debate?" Yes, and it was a good one.
I was about a quarter of the way into it when I had to click over here.
I mean, I'm sure they're getting dumber, and these people are coming out saying, "I've been destroying Globers for 5 years," yet you're using the same arguments that they've been using forever,
Right?
And they're easily just debunked, and you just go nuh-uh when they debunk them because you don't understand science. That's about it.
He could not grasp the Daz of the cameraman.
No. Oh yeah, but it's just distorted. No, it's not. Yeah, but it's not hidden. He could zoom in. No, he can't zoom in anymore. Zooming in didn't change anything. What? So you that's not far enough. The Earth must be small. Yeah. Is it hidden or not? They just didn't understand. And I showed him the rhetoric thing to back it up. The blink test. No.
Yeah, he couldn't get that either. But I do have to call you out on something just very, very pedantic.
Please do.
You said that Daz the cameraman was testing a theory that zooming in made things made where you could see more of it. That's a hypothesis at best.
Yeah, you're right.
Just me being pedantic.
You're right. I mean, it's a theory in the colloquial sense, not
sense.
Not a scientific theory. That's for sure.
I try really hard to stop using theory in the colloquial.
Yeah, because it does confuse the flat earthers.
Right.
Just say guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what a hypothesis is. Sometimes it's an informed guess, and sometimes it's just a wild guess.
Yeah, Stringer News 1 says Zoom, aka magic. Yeah, they do seem to think that zooming has magical properties. I can bring the sun back by zooming in. Is your camera cursed or something? Did you get it from the same place Harry Potter got his wand?
And I love it. You ask them for the video, and they never can find the one that they were thinking of.
No, of course not.
Because they were fooled.
Right.
Because while they're searching for it, I'm just like, this is going to show it getting too small to see, not that the amount of the hull is obstructed by changing.
And they never do debate prep. That's what got me so frustrated. That made me kind of sort of leave Flat Earth. Is, you do all this prep for your debate, and like you got hours invested in it, and you show up, and they're just repeating 200 proofs.
Yeah.
With no clip. Yeah.
I do see Rachel in the chat, and she's talking with Mandelbrot's set. And I actually have to back Rachel up on one thing. We did discuss Coriolis in depth, and she did tell me that she realizes she was wrong, and she understands that my description of Coriolis was correct, and that's what we say Coriolis is. Whether or not she believes that it's a thing or not, based on our conversations, I think Rachel does now understand at least what causes the Coriolis force.
My frustration with her was that once you would get her to a certain point, and basically you've proven whatever, or you've demonstrated it sufficiently, she would just say, well, that can't be true because the earth is flat.
Yeah, that was the thing. Warrior script coming in.
Evidence you would bring to her.
She has been taught well by the Nathan Oakley crew. But even though a lot of people disagree and slate me for this, I still have some faith that Rachel can realize that she was wrong, because I think she's a lot smarter than she's making out.
She can do something that most flat earthers can't.
Yeah.
Admit she's wrong.
No, math.
What, she can do math, and she's not bad at maths either.
Math. Yeah.
She can get it spectacularly wrong sometimes, but, I've seen her do maths and do it well. She understands a lot more. So I have hope for Rachel. She will be the next ex-Flat Earther interviewed on my channel.
Sounds good.
So the whole thing with Flat Out Hero, or whatever his name is, was that a real... did he really switch?
No, he says he was trolling us. Now, here's the thing. Even though I acted like, I was welcoming to him, I never really believed him, and I don't think anyone did. I'm of the opinion that if somebody says they're coming back to the globe, we have to appear welcoming no matter what. Because we don't want people scared, We don't want someone who's actually on the edge to be, oh, you weren't very nice to that person who said they were coming back. So even though it was clear he was just being flat-out hero, we had to be, welcome back to the globe. Glad you realised you were wrong. Even though he really hasn't, and he still thinks that you need oxygen for the sun to burn.
Oh my God. Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Did we? There's a couple of back chats here. Did we catch on those?
Oh, have we missed some super chats?
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Hugh said that. We got a Paracord Princess. Said, look, it's MC Toon upper right, and his twin center bottom. You know what that means, though, Cliff? Your top left.
Oh, well. I could be. I can make up some stuff that I don't know anything about, like chemistry. I'm so bad at chemistry.
Oh,
I just never took it in school. It was always electronics, and I think for my science elective, I took geology. I should have took chemistry.
I took computer science. I taught the teacher.
I don't think that Toon and I are exactly twins, because he's got much more of a hairline than I do.
Yeah, more hair?
Yeah, that's a solid hairline for somebody of our age.
What are you, 50? 60?
I'm 13.
You've had a hard life if you're 13.
It's Time-Lord science.
Michael Raptor says, FTFE is a bottom. I did not need to know this. Well, you can find out more on FTFE OnlyFans.
Tim Tully for $2 said that Gleason is an early up-and-comer. I nominate him. Oh,
I want you to debate him so bad.
Oh, I did not watch it yet, But he was on Facebook. He's like, I am undefeated for 5 years.
Yeah, this was his first debate.
Which tells me he's never been in a debate.
Right. I wonder, because I was looking at it, and he spelled Gleason wrong, if he meant Gleason.
Yeah, he asked me. He asked me to spell it that way. He didn't want to reveal his identity.
No. Well, I thought he was, going after the Gleason map, but if he was, then he spelled it wrong. So
I've just read a comment in the chat that's made me feel slightly ill. Nimrod says that I am the meat in the scatoon sandwich.
Oh. More like the cheese.
Oh
yes, there we go.
The grated parmesan.
Right.
I was thinking more of the cheese that's got the mold introduced into it. But,
the lovely blue cheese.
We'll put some condiments on you later.
There. Pronon for $9.99 said, I nominate Hip Hop Hippie for the top left. Also, I want to debate him on the morality of his ideology if he's willing to follow the rules. What is his ideology specifically?
The Earth's bumpy.
Is that it, or is it more?
I don't know. I mean, he's also
the morality.
He's an anti-vaxxer. He seems a bit nihilistic. I don't know. But a debate with him would just go something like this. You present 10 minutes of evidence, and he goes, but it needs a container. I don't need to say anything else. And hello to Dandelion. My wife that I'm not actually married to.
Well, in Colorado, all you need to do is say that you're married. That's it.
Really?
So since he said it, you don't even need to do it in public. But since he said it on the show, then they are legally married. That's Colorado rules.
I mean, it explains a lot about Colorado, I guess,
Such a romantic ceremony it was. Minutes before he got completely embarrassed.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not a navigator. You're not going to do the thing you came on the show to do.
You agreed to it. All right, the Sun Express wonders if it's too soon to nominate the plagiarist. I mean, that's his name. I love that. I just started calling him the plagiarist.
It sounds like the name of a movie.
I know. Yep. He's not Gregory Garrett. He's just the plagiarist. Now and forever to be known as the plagiarist. The Spirit for $5 says, I'm with Tim and also want to nominate Gleason. You know what? The problem is that it's a little bit of a, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody just saw Gleason, so the derp is fresh.
Yeah, there's so many more established derps.
Yeah, I mean, people have been doing it for years. They have this back catalog of derp.
There's a lot of derp.
Has JM Truth ever won? Because
won what?
No.
I know he's been away, but that was a pretty epic return.
He came third in Dumbfuck of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
That was in 2019.
Yes, the year that Steve Moyer won.
Yeah. See, I was pushing for JM.
I'm sorry, but Steve Moyer, everything he says is so dumb.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's hanging out on Nathan Oakley's show lately saying that apparently sailors measure distance in time, whatever that means.
What?
Yeah, that was my reaction.
It's nautical miles.
No, they're not called nautical miles. Have you not heard? They're actually called navigator's minutes, and it's a sky measurement.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They've renamed nautical miles to navigator's minutes because, a nautical mile is literally a division of the radius of the Earth, and said that it's not a measurement of the Earth, it's a measurement of the sky, which means that you need a triangle that's inverted to be able to measure it.
What?
None of it's going to help them, though.
No.
Because the positions of the stars are on a sphere, not on a dome.
Yeah.
It's a nautical mile. It's 2,000 yards. It's pretty simple.
So are flat earthers.
I mean, in my opinion, nautical miles are vastly superior to statute miles because they're easily divisible. Nautical miles, 6,000 yards, are 2,000 yards, or 6,000 feet. It's more evenly divisible than 5,280 feet. Where'd that even come from?
They don't understand, but yeah, they had to rename it. And when asked for a citation of it being called Navigator's Minutes, it's just a more logical name for it.
So you just renamed it.
Yeah. So renaming it somehow makes it not based on the circumference of the Earth. Sorry, it still is.
Navigator's Minutes. Now, when they say minute, do they mean 1/60th of a degree, or do they mean?
Well, yeah, but they don't know that's what they mean.
Mile.
Because a nautical mile was defined as the meridian arc length corresponding to 1 minute of a degree of latitude.
Right.
So 60 degrees per latitude, right?
Yes, 60 nautical miles per degree. Yeah.
Yeah, 60 nautical miles per degree of latitude, but which is an evidence that nautical mile is based on the globe. So they had to rename it to Navigator's Minutes and say that it's actually based on the sky to get away from the fact that merely using nautical miles demonstrates the Earth is a globe.
They're reaching.
So, and the George said would like to debate me on this channel about something. About whether Hulk could beat Superman.
Ooh.
I mean, obviously Superman wins.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's I'm not even a really big comic book fan, and I already know that.
But and I agree, but we would still be fair should it happen.
Yeah. And the George says, #Hulk smash. Well, here's the thing. Hyperion, who is one of Marvel's pastiches of Superman, just killed Hulk recently in the comics with just his laser vision. So, Superman could do that as well.
He could also freeze him, right, with his breath or whatever.
Yeah, just throw him into space. What's he going to do? Floating through the void.
There is no space. He would hit the dome.
Yeah, so, I mean, we don't need to do that debate, and George said, because I just won. No, I'd love to take you on that and hear your evidence as to why Hulk could beat Kal-El. I just don't think it could happen.
Yeah, it definitely is going to need to be peer-reviewed.
We need some rules, okay? The fight has to be done on a planet that is near a yellow sun. Hulk is not allowed to use kryptonite.
It's a bit limiting to say you can't use kryptonite.
Well, Hulk has his powers wherever he is all the time, right?
Yeah. Unless he's not mad.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always mad.
Yeah, I guess Superman could just blow a big bong hit in his face,
or bring a fluffy kitty.
Yeah, and he would just chill out. He'd turn back into what's his name, Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
I mean,
I'd be a good moderator because I don't really know much about this stuff.
Hulk could have a chance of beating Superman if they were somewhere near a red star, which zaps Superman's powers. But that's not really a fair fight. It needs to be in a place where Superman is powered.
Otherwise, he's not really Superman anymore, is he?
No, he's just a Kryptonian.
Yeah. All right, I got to read this. Teamster for Life for $5 says, I nominate the painful truth. He had top left written all over himself. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Which one was he? I know that was recent.
He's the one that had a Geiger counter for a microphone.
Oh my, yeah. I had him on myself, but he didn't have that same garbage mic, I don't think.
I think he said he dropped it in water or something. He dropped his phone in water.
Oh, yeah. The one that it kept ticking and buzzing.
Was that water yellow and were there brown things floating in it? Gross. Rubik's Cube Earth would like to nominate McFlatty.
I haven't seen much of him lately.
He did a thing on Christmas Day on my channel. I got him for Secret Santa. And his mom called me because his mom runs his life basically. And is like, hey, all he wants is to be on your channel. I'm like, oh, jeez. And I'm like, there's no way he's going to record a video. So I agreed. He did. So go look at it on my channel.
I don't know which frauditor I'm going to nominate yet because there's so many and they're so dumb.
I think I want to avoid nominating Riley because I've concentrated on him so much in the past, and there's so many new I've already debated so many this year, and we're only on the 16th.
Basically irrelevant anymore. He's not making any crazy claims and going on people's channels.
I don't know. He has made some pretty stupid claims recently. Check out Blue Marble Science talking about Riley. He's done, and Ruhif actually. Ruhif did a recent video about Riley that was very good, also to do with sextants. I mean, he doesn't stop putting out stupid. He is a constant source of idiocy. But I think we need to give somebody else a chance.
I still think he's faking.
No, I've had personal conversations before he decided to block me because I'm lying about gravity. We had several very long conversations, and I genuinely think he believes what he says, which means that he's batshit crazy, of course.
Yeah, because I've struggled with that. Does it make it better or worse if they're Poes? Because Perkismo is, I'm 99% sure a Poe. Because he makes such outrageous claims.
Yeah, like saying that there was a murder on the ISS.
Yes.
Or on the shuttle docking with the ISS.
Space shuttle, yeah.
Or saying that there's no such thing as pressure. Pressure doesn't exist.
It's all to do with cold.
Say that. Yeah, it's just temperature.
All right. I got a super chat I've got to read from the plagiarist, who's got a picture of Gregory Garrett.
Oh, nice.
It says, I'll get you, MC Toon, and your little dog, too. Oh, my gosh.
The great thing about if The Plagiarist was a movie, you could come out with The Plagiarist 2, and you wouldn't have to do anything. You could just play The Plagiarist again.
All right. Yeah, actually, you could do better than that. You could just take,
chunks of other movies.
Just entire other movies and call it The Plagiarist.
You'd have to have the first 30 minutes of Full Metal Jacket because that's obligatory.
Yes, yeah. To take that and then take just random 30 minutes of any Bruce Willis film.
Oh, hold
Big
on.
Lebowski's got to be in there.
We've got an issue here. Tommy Gronville in the chat says, problem, guys, I need some fluids from my fridge, which is 7 meters away, but my headphone cable is only 2 meters long. Well, rip, Tommy. I'm sorry, but this is where you end, I'm afraid. My thoughts are with your family.
Well, if you need to get rid of some fluids, you could just go Sleepy Way and just find an empty jar.
Sleeping Warrior, the only man to stream twice at one time.
Yes, he did. That is his superpower.
Oh, all right. I got to read this. The Spirit says, I'm an expert at chemistry. Just ask my ex-wife. I took 2 volatile compounds, mixed them together, and created 7 kids. That's awesome. Were you going to say something, Cliff?
No.
No? Okay.
I know how unusual that is that I'm not saying something.
Yeah. Well, Craig, you've got from Spaceworks, ScienceWorks. You should read that.
Spaceworks, ScienceWorks says, what about a fight between Batman and Iron Man? Well, that would just be 2 guys throwing piles of money at each other, wouldn't it?
Right. They just compare bank accounts, whoever's biggest wins.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I meant. There's a different one. Spaceworks Science Work for €10 says, FTFE, a while back you debated a flat earther that owns a telescope. I would like to debate him about what we see in our solar system and how it is evidence that the Earth cannot be flat.
Which one was that?
Do you remember?
That might have been Mike the angry flat earther. He had a telescope in the background. And sorry, the Batman Iron Man super chat was Steve6464. My bad.
Okay.
But yeah, that might have been Mike the angry flat earther. I'll have to check. If you know which flat earther it is, then please let me know, because I have had close to 600 debates with flat earthers.
They all kind of merge together into a pile of nuh-uh.
They just all say the same thing.
It looks flat, therefore it's flat.
Yeah.
My favorite are the ones that just come on immediately angry. They're just they're just appalled that anybody would not believe that the Earth is flat. No evidence still. They just
no, he sounded you mean Hey Globies.
Oh no, that was the guy from Hong Kong, Fung.
Yeah, Spacework Science Work says no, he sounded Asian. And I think I remember Hey Globies talking about having a telescope. Mike Raptor says Fung.
After he debated me, he kind of went away.
Yeah. He said he was going to come back to me, but then kind of like stopped responding.
Yeah. A few people are saying Daniel Seppings. He had all of 2 debates, and it did not go well for him. Has he responded to you at all, Craig?
Let me see.
Did you send him an email? I gave him his email address to you.
Did you? I think I've only sent him a message on Facebook. I said, hello, Danny. I run a little YouTube channel where I debate flat earthers. I've seen you in groups commenting some stuff I'd like to talk to you about. Would you up for a live debate? And quite quickly he responded, yeah, for sure, no worries. But then he hasn't responded again since.
Yeah. And
that was January 6th.
He has a string of abandoned accounts. He has probably a dozen YouTube accounts, 3 GeoCities accounts. I'm downloading the entire GeoCities archive right now, so I can get it. He just, everywhere he went, he just left a mess of everything, but trails across the internet of his dribbles.
Wow.
So he may have abandoned that account because it got a little hot. All right, Prodon 1990 says, what about Nathan Thompson on top left? He kind of
Nathan Thompson should be left under something, not on the top.
He imploded when he stole money from his friends, and the rest of the flat Earth.
Whoa! Let me tell you who you are talking about here. Nathan Thompson was very nearly a neurosurgeon.
If he was, he wouldn't have to steal money.
Could you imagine? Right, you go in for surgery, and they put it on you, and just as they put the mask on you and start to count backwards from 10, Nathan Thompson appears there with a scalpel. No!
Yeah.
The space is fake. The floor does not move. Oh no! Don't let him operate on it. Too late.
Who gave him a sharp thing?
Never.
Do you remember that time that he was cooking his food in someone's back garden? Well,
yes.
What he was actually doing was using a flamethrower on some dog turd. But
yes, it was vegan dog poo though.
Yeah.
I still feel so bad for his dog.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah.
You can't feed a dog vegan food.
You can. They won't like you.
Oh.
Have you seen that video of the woman saying that, I want to prove to you that my dog's a vegan. And she's like, I always give him vegan, and he always rejects the meat. I always give him vegan stuff, he rejects the meat. So she gets this tin of normal dog food and this vegetable mix, and she's like, I'll show you right now, and puts them down. The dog comes running in and just wolfs down the meat. And she's like, no, that's the wrong, no.
I mean, it's kind of in the name canine.
Yeah.
Of course, they probably think that it's the letter K and then -9, like on the side of police cars.
Oh, and the robot from Doctor Who.
Oh, that's a callback.
Doctor?
Was that the 4th Doctor, right?
Yeah, and then again with the 11th Doctor with David Tennant.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that even.
He went to the school that Jane, what's her name, was working at, the woman. And
because that spin-off had K9.
Yeah, which was a terrible spin-off.
I do remember that now. I could not watch that. Torchwood was great.
Oh,
really
Children of Men is my favorite
Torchwood.
Doctor Who thing ever. Did you see the mini-series of Torchwood, the Children of Men one, where the aliens had to be in the gas? Oh, so good.
I watched all of Torchwood, and that was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, sorry guys, you're right. Tennant was the 10th Doctor, not the 11th. The 11th was Matt Smith, wasn't it?
I did like Matt Smith. Rev Rockstar for $5 Canadian dollars says, "Gotta be hip hop hippie. He's the most ingenious person who will not engage in any kind of real conversation, even if his life depended on it."
No.
How true is that?
Do you remember the gradient question that we tried to get him to answer? So why is there a pressure gradient, Hip Hop Hippie? Because of the container. All right, okay, so there's pressure because of the container, but why is there a pressure gradient? Because it's a container. You can't have pressure out of a container. Yeah, but why inside that container is there a gradient of the pressure? Because of container. And round we went.
He doesn't even do a good job parroting.
No. I've been asking Flurfs a question for a while. None of them seem to answer. Is that how many sides must a container have?
Yes.
None of them want to answer.
Does it need a top? Well, that started with Davy Duarte.
Yeah. With a fish tank.
And he would not answer.
No.
It's a trap, because if it needs a top, right? Because they want to dismiss the fish tank thing because it doesn't have a top. Well, then you don't need a top on the Earth. You don't need a dome.
Yeah.
They won't answer.
No, they can't because they know it ruins them. David Durant is actually a good nomination for top left, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of people think he's not serious. He's just in it for the T-shirt sales.
Yeah,
Who
possibly.
are we talking about?
Water's always level.
There's so many of them, I can't keep them straight.
We both debated him. He's an Oakley parrot.
Yeah.
Aren't they all mostly?
No,
he does seem to be a Papa Flurf of a lot, but like the guy I debated today, he was clearly his Papa Flurf was Eric Dubé.
Yeah.
With a bit of Dell possibly in there. Ooh, what about Dell for top left?
Oh, jeez. You get one nomination, Craig. That's
it's hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard.
Oh, it's
on my end too, because so many.
Yeah. The Sun Express for $5 says, as a kind gesture, a special mention nomination for the Flurfs sadly cut down by the pandemic. Also, Titicaca.
Well, Darwinism in action.
Well, what was it? 2 years ago, we only lost one, Mad Mike.
Yeah.
And then it was two. So is it just going to keep exponentially?
Is it going to be four this year?
And 8.
Okay, by I don't know 2080, we might be rid of them.
I mean, Mad Mike did do the best flat smack that year.
Also proved gravity. Oh, too soon.
No. That the statute of limitations on that one is expired.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say Flat Earth Fucker and Skiba. I would also say the statute of limitations is passed.
Yeah, I was actually going to use them in my debate about conspiracy theories, because there's people out there that believe them so strongly that they're willing to die for it.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, just get me off this planet. Basically, I'm kind of done. Elon Musk, if you're looking for people to go and you want, a slightly chubby cripple to go to Mars, then I'm here for you.
Speaking of chubby,
You can do it. I got faith in you. Breathe.
Ilya Lates says, I nominate Glenn Serio, but availability may be an issue.
Yeah. He is, as far as I know, still in jail. $10,000 bail.
You may need to explain why.
So Glenn Serio is a First Amendment auditor who, maybe he's always been dumb, but recently he's gone just totally off the rails. He got arrested, maybe a month or so back, and then he got arrested again a week or two ago at a police station as he was just almost trying to get arrested. I mean, he was going in there. He was calling the cops just the worst names that you could think of, especially the female cop. He was hitting the panic button even after being asked to stop. He kept calling 911 from the police station. So finally, they just he took his camera into the bathroom to take a leak, I guess, which was finally the last straw. He came back out and told the police that he had left evidence in there for them.
So there's a comment in the chat, Toon, which the Schrodinger, which may make you laugh. A flat earther who's he seems right in the chat generally, but PJCnet, he's just said Glenn Carroll isn't a real auditor. A genuine auditor, and this is going to make you laugh. A genuine auditor knows the law well for a start.
Oh my God. He's got to be kidding. That can't be
no, he's not. No, they never do.
No.
Oh my God. PJC, come on. You cannot be serial.
It cannot be serial.
Oh my God. If there's anything I've learned from watching Schrodinger's Cat channel, is that auditors do not know the law at all. In the slightest.
Poster 7.
They are as top left as flat earthers are. Yeah. But let me finish the story. So he got arrested. I think he spent the night in jail, maybe that time. Got out. And one of the conditions of his bail was he couldn't go back to the police station. So what did he do yesterday? He went back to the police station. So now he was charged with a Class C felony this time, $10,000 bail. And I don't know if he's got $10, much less $10,000 for bail. So at last check, he was still in jail. And he just can't understand why he keeps getting arrested.
Apparently he's got a court date tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday.
Yeah, apparently he says Glenn has a court date on Sunday tomorrow.
Maybe for certain things they have, I don't know. But there was that TV show Night Court, so.
Yeah. Now, hold on a second. Gaming with both hands just did a $5 super chat that said, send Glenn Serio on a one-way trip to the moon, solve 2 problems at once. There's a big problem with that, though. There's a problem with sending things to space called mass.
Yeah. It would change the orbit.
And why the hell does he get to go to space? That's not fair.
Oh, could you see the Falcon struggling to get off of the platform with him on it?
That's the only thing in it.
It's going to be the only time where it does arc down and come back into the sea.
Gotta be. Right. You got to use Falcon Heavy. All right. Johnny Marr, because you mentioned this. Johnny Marr for £2 says definitely Dell for top left.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
He's
so echo chambery though. Right? He doesn't go anywhere. He just sits in there and yells all day, every day.
I went on his channel once, a couple of years ago, and I wasn't nasty or anything, but because I wouldn't agree with what he said science was, he just booted me.
Yep. What did he think science was?
Not what it is.
Whatever he wants it to be.
Whatever it needs to be so the Earth can be flat.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I've seen plenty of Dell.
If science doesn't support your pre-selected conclusion, change science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what QE has done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like maybe 2 years ago, he said that my channel was done, that he was going to do an expose on me. And
Who?
that QE told me that.
Oh, the toe tag thing that he did.
Yeah, I still have the messages, and he said, you're done. Just pack it in. Any day now, he's coming out with that. And I just kept taunting him for like months after that. Like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? He's one of about 5 different people who claim that they're going to do an expose on me and that I'll be done. And it just never comes to fruition.
Oh, that's sad.
PGC.
I know. He's done
PJC
two on me.
Yeah, he done.
When's somebody going to write a book about me?
I know. PJCnet says science doesn't recognize a very important human skill called intuition. You're right, it doesn't, because that's not part of science.
Well, no, and I will. You know what? I'll give you this, PJC. And I think you might agree with me, Craig. Intuition can guide our formulation of a hypothesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where it ends.
Yes. That's it.
Because who was it that was explaining the scientific method? Why am I blanking on his name? The guy from New York. Scientist. He's dead now.
Richard Feynman.
Feynman, yes.
Yeah.
And he said, step 1, make a wild-ass guess.
Wait, I have it right here.
I'm going to discuss how we would look for a new law. In general, we look for a new law by the following process. First, we guess it. Then we no, don't laugh. That's really true. Then we compute the consequences of the guess to see if this is right, if this law that we guessed is right, we see what it would imply. And then we compare those computation results to nature. Or we say compare to experiment or experience. Compare it directly with observation to see if it works. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yep.
And that simple statement is the key to science.
There you go. Yeah. And then on the other hand, you have this.
I mean, I think I'm stupid.
Thanks, Santos. We agree. He did such a good job of explaining just the essence of it.
Right. In the fewest words possible. He got the essence of it, yeah.
Yeah. And it is, in essence, the scientific method. Right? And
yeah.
It can be expanded and more complex, and each particular experiment is going to have its own implementation of it. But,
well, there was another scientist out there that said that there's as many scientific methods as there are scientists, which you'll never get a flat earther to agree.
No, they don't understand that there isn't just one scientific method. You get taught the basic version of the scientific method in high school, but that's just kind of like, a slight guide. Your scientific method has to be conducive to what industry you're talking about. It's not going to work the same for everything. But they don't get that.
Well, I think it was 2 years ago that Winston brought home some homework from, at the time he was in 5th grade, and there was a little worksheet, and it had the independent variable, dependent variable, all that on it. And it was pretty much what flat earthers say the scientific method is like a 5th grade understanding of the scientific method. Because it talked about hypothesis and how you formulate that. Different types of variables and things. But it was pretty much, I think that's where they got it from, was that 5th grade textbook.
Well, there's actually a website called Science Buddies. It's a how to do a science fair project for middle schoolers. And QE and Sleepy Warrior quoted from that extensively.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Oh my God. They have no shame.
Yeah. Now they don't anymore. Instead, they've moved on to very specific cherry picking from people that if you go and look at their actual work, it doesn't match.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you were to send them an email, you might find that they are very upset that a flat earther was putting words in their mouth. I don't know of anybody that might have sent emails to some of these people that Quantum Eraser cherry-picked. Anyway, let me read this Pronon 1990 for $1.99 says, "Whatever happened to Pete Shea?"
Yeah, good question.
Did he maybe drown in a pool of his own urine?
I don't know. He did threaten to come to my house and kill me at one point.
Oh, that's cute.
I know.
Talk about Hulk smash. I mean, that'd be quick.
Yeah.
That would be quick if he showed up at your door.
My response was, and this was way back when I had like 500 subscribers and I didn't realize the consequences of it. My response was I typed my home address into the chat. And I think I was on a stream. That was on Jose's channel. And I think I actually said my address as well. So if anybody wants my home address, just go back through the archives and you should be able to find it.
Yeah. Well, Jose's channel, I think that channel's gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What happened?
His password was hacked.
Oh.
A couple weeks ago, maybe in December, I think. The Elmigs says that Pete Shea's on Gem Panda's Discord all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
So, just as we've been talking, I've had an email from Hillside, and we're debating next week. I also had an email from Brother Sanchez.
Really? Is he still around?
Yeah, he's just opened back up for debates, apparently.
I sent him an email yesterday.
I'll never forget the little parody that Ragical did of him.
Yeah.
It's like the goddamn dome.
Yeah, the goddamn dome.
He said it in music. What's it going to hit? The goddamn dome.
I've tried to watch some of his live streams. It is painful.
It's hard. It really is hard.
But he's another one that I thought didn't really believe it.
We're going to dual stream on Monday on my channel and his channel.
You and Bro?
Yes.
Oh, dear. That's going to be...
Can you say dumpster fire?
Yeah.
I remember he had... I think it was... it wasn't Soundly. It was... well, what's the guy that lives in Germany? The American that lives in Germany. Slice Barcane. Yeah, he was on Bro Sanchez's channel for about a good 5 minutes before they kicked him. And he just started saying stuff that they didn't have an answer to, so they just booted him. That was 3-4 years ago. I've been around way too long. Like, when I'm thinking of remembering stuff that happened 3-4 years ago, and I'm still in the same debate, same arena with the same arguments.
They don't bring anything new. They do every once in a while. This Sextant thing was new.
So dumb.
Kind of self-defeated, though. They self-defeated.
Yeah.
With Hip Hop Hippie. The only one brave enough or dumb enough to show up for a debate
about
on the Sextant. Took his corn pops and went to the corner and had a pity party.
One of the first things he said was, "Yeah, I don't know anything about sextants." Well, why are you here then?
That's what, because when I knew this debate was coming up, I'm like, what is he possibly going to say? And he did what they always do, just showed up empty-handed and just said stupid stuff.
Yeah. In the comments of that video, he's declaring victory, even though it's the curved adjacent crap. Like which of these lines is curved? None of those lines are curved.
And how much time did you spend, Craig, preparing? At least a little while, putting it to paper.
Yeah, I practiced my presentation and thought about how I'm going to explain how it works, and made sure that I had the right app for calculating what I need to calculate and stuff. So but I mean, we've all been, or me and Toon especially, have been doing this flat Earth debate stuff for a while, and we don't need to prepare.
Right, I'm just saying,
unless
you spent some time putting it on paper.
Yeah,
and they're just happy to just show up cold.
And every time
victory. Yeah, unless it's a special topic like you did, Greg, or a more specific debate.
Right.
But I always spend a couple days ahead thinking, well, what for this guy might be an appropriate thing to cover.
Yeah, I always try to tailor it to whoever I'm debating.
Yeah, and I want to mix things up. I don't want to have the same stuff every week. So I'm like, well, I haven't covered this in a while. I'll do it again.
Well, I think y'all both debated the plain truth. I know you did too.
Yeah, he hates me. He really hates me.
And his opener was a video, and he used that same opener video for about 4 debates in a row.
Yeah, that's all he does.
And like, really, anybody that's seen one debate sees the next debate is gonna know this is the same video. It's so bad. He's kind of gone away, as far as I know.
No, he's still around, but they just wind up retreating into their echo chamber more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can't get any of the names that people know about to come out.
Oh,
you can only get
their
underlings.
Yeah. Oh, Rachie, please, Rachie, don't listen to Gleam. Do not listen to Gleam.
No, not Gleam.
Oh. Rachie, step back from the Gleam.
Yeah, just step away.
Put the Gleam down and walk away quickly. All right, let's see. Neon Sowl for €2 says Trey, aka Cations,
Cation Onion,
is the number one for top left. Oh,
maybe, yeah.
Oh my, yeah. When he was on with you last time, Craig, like he had it was so aggressively dumb. It was like he was trying to find the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Pronon's got a good one. Pronon 1990 for $9.99 says, I'm changing my vote to one of these following, but I need your opinion. You're going to have an opinion on this one, Cliff. Please. Number 1, Lemon Bird. Number 2, Devin Bay.
Oh, yes.
Number 3, Donnie Lee. Love you guys, and I will send my ideas soon when I get a day off tomorrow.
So yeah, Donnie Lee definitely. But especially if we had one called Coward Runaway of the Year.
But does he have? I think an important part of it is the confidence and arrogance, even.
Yeah, now that's where we get to Devon Bay, because he definitely has the confidence, no matter how bad things get in his life. He's just about to turn it around and take over the world. And
who's Devon Bay?
He is one of the Moorish variety of sovereign citizens.
Oh, yeah.
And the FBI came to his house once after he said that he was going to blow up YouTube, literally like the headquarters. He's debated Artie a couple times and just thoroughly gotten destroyed, and then claimed victory.
Of course.
He has called for the murder of just about everybody. I think he's on his 7th or 8th channel now, because YouTube keeps taking his channels down.
As they should.
And he just rants. He lives with his mom, of course. Can't be bothered to have a job. Routinely smokes weed on live streams.
I didn't just do that.
It's pretty bad, and he's been around for years too.
Wow.
But the other sovereign citizens won't even claim him. That's how bad he is.
Wow. You know, the thing about flat earthers is they still, even after, no matter what they do, they still claim. Because Danny Seppings got a couple people defending him.
What?
After
how?
You look at Dell came in. Dell came in and said pathetic setup. Did he mean by pathetic setup? Did he mean that Danny's a fake flat earther? He thought.
Possibly, because that is the claim that I get about a lot. Jeranism messaged me and said that I had paid the painful truth to pretend to be a flat earther.
As if we need to do that. There's plenty of stupid out there. There's plenty of real stupid without trying to find fake
Hey,
stupid.
Cliff,
Yeah.
more and more during this stream, your face is getting hidden by your pop filter.
That's because people keep super chatting and asking me to hide more and more of it.
Okay.
You've just
Yeah,
disappeared
yeah.
behind it more and more during the stream.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Give the people what they want.
This glorious beard.
Rubik Cube Earth says, I nominate Austin Witless, and in doing so, I want to point out that falsification is independent of replacement, bro.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say it.
If I ever get to debate Witsit, because he's one person who has avoided me, even though he claims he beat me in debate, where he didn't. He just came on my stream for 2 minutes and shouted and then left. But if I ever actually get to debate him, I'm going to have a bro counter.
Yes, you definitely. And he's a grown man.
No, he's not. Look at him.
Come on.
Like,
you're a bit generous.
as years go,
Right.
he's old enough that he should be a grown man.
Unfortunately,
But
his
still-
age is more in cat years, right?
Yeah, but he can't get through a sentence without saying "bro." It's so embarrassing. That
He came on my stream when I was debating someone else. He appeared as, I demand you let me on. So I was like, do you mind if we invite Witsit on? And he came on, and he just came on and said that, I'm just here to tell you that I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you. That was about it. And then he said his falsification line a few times, and then he went. That was about it.
Wow. I caught myself at work the other day. I was just doing some stuff and on autopilot, and I caught myself in my head singing, "I don't even cuss, bro."
I don't even cuss.
Like, those songs do get stuck in my head, the ones that you do.
Oh, well, we do have a new one, don't we, tune that we own?
Partway through, on Jake the Jake Hole.
Hey, he was gone
Take
for a
off
good
your
long time.
shirt
Just kidding.
and show me what you got.
I can't believe he made a comeback.
Sort of.
Repo Sandman's right that Kyle Adams and the super chat from Steve6464 there says, is Kyle Adams in the running for top left? Yes. I think
anybody is.
I was thinking that he might be my nomination.
Really? See, I don't think he's that arrogant.
No, but he's very dumb and very, very
Yeah.
confident that he's right.
Yeah, that's the two criteria. You could
Yeah,
as
well,
long as you
by
got the X and
arrogance-
Y axis.
By arrogant, I mean like it goes from confidence into arrogance at some point, right? It's a gradient,
Right.
which they don't understand. Stringer News 1. For $5. I heard Winston got the Rona. Guess which variant? Yep. Gamma. Oh.
I'm a stupid flat earther, right? And I'm just a loser.
Yep. Yep, that's absolutely right.
Oh, that's great. Oh. All right. Hold on.
Apparently PJCnet says Jake's okay.
Jake is
What?
Jake is not. He's
No, it's not okay.
Jake
No.
is definitely. Rhoda No Less Name for $2 says Return to Reality Award for Ranty and others. That'd be good. It should not overlap this because this is April 1st
Right.
that it's awarded. But a separate. The problem is it's just so few. It's such an infection.
Right. And then you have some that have switched and gone back to flat Earth. I can think of one. At
Really?
least. Bandsaw Bandit.
I don't know who that is.
He was a flat earther that switched and then switched back.
Wow.
And I was thinking about this earlier today, Craig, when I was listening to what I've heard so far of your debate from today. They always say, well, I used to be like you. I used to be a globe earther.
No, yeah.
And my answer to that, and feel free to steal this because I don't know if I'll ever have another flat earth debate, is you believe that the earth was a globe without good reason. And now you believe it's flat. without good reason.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Because, I mean, anybody can just accept that the Earth is a globe because they were told. That doesn't mean that they really understand why.
Yeah.
So when they say that they have somehow they have some sort of extra credibility because they used to believe it was a globe, that doesn't count for anything.
Yeah. And Repo Sandman says that, and this is the other one. And then I tried to debunk it, but I couldn't.
Yes.
So you didn't understand.
We all know that I tried to debunk it means they watched a whole bunch of Flat Earth videos.
Right. And that was my very first Flat Earth debate that Craig was the moderator for when I debated Flat Earth Fokker. I said the difference between globe earthers and flat earthers is flat earthers say, I heard that the Earth was flat and I tried to debunk it so that I could in 5 minutes, and they couldn't. And the rest of us said the same thing, that we could debunk it in 5 minutes, and we did. Because I think that's about how long it took me to figure out that, why do I actually think the Earth is a globe?
Yeah, I can debunk it in one sentence. If the Earth were flat, the sun would never set.
Yeah, because you can't get a zero angle.
Yeah. That's all it is. And they're like, oh, perspective. I'm like, oh, well, show me the geometry. I can handle the geometry. I did the math. You seem to think you know the math. Go ahead, show it to me. And then it's, well, you just think it's spinning ball blasting through. No, please show me the geometry. They can't.
And then you say, well, the Earth or the sun would have to shrink. And then they say, well, we don't know what the sun is. As if that somehow.
Doesn't change.
What does that change?
It changes nothing. You don't have to know what it is to know that things shrink with distance.
Some of them, I think that there's some sort of database when they're getting ready. Maybe they do prepare for the debates, and there's a database that go in there and they say, okay, when you get asked this question, here's the answer. Because
there are memes. There are meme archives. I have several of them that I've gotten. It's just a Google Drive link to 10,000 memes.
Yeah, and memes aren't evidence. But try telling that to a flat earther.
Why do flat earthers turn up with memes whenever I ask them to bring evidence?
Because they think
that's all they have.
They think that the claim is the proof. In their mind, claim equal proof. That's it.
Yeah. Well, when I was doing my my research for the debate that I was supposed to have tonight, that was one of the things that kept coming up when I listened to like several TED Talks about why do people believe conspiracy theories. And a lot of it is that they just never learned the difference between good evidence and bad evidence. So anything is evidence to them because they haven't learned. Like in grad school, you couldn't just cite anything. It had to be a scholarly article or a textbook or something like that you couldn't cite Wikipedia, but they don't seem to understand those things.
I love it when they cite Wikipedia. I just ask them to type in Wikipedia, what shape is the Earth?
Yeah.
So you're right about they don't know the difference between good and bad evidence because did you see the evidence that the Painful Truth brought?
Yes, but it's
let's see.
They all run together.
I mean,
oh jeez.
Yep.
What? Okay, if the natural physics of water.
And then he said, "Take all the time you need."
Yeah, he did.
Like, he what he did is he got rid of their favorite word, level.
Yeah.
Because that shelf is flat but not level.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does he think this proves?
That water is flat and therefore the Earth can't be curved.
Level.
Yeah.
They said water is level, therefore the Earth can't be curved. Because in their minds, level equals flat.
And they always use that word spinning, which I take exception to. I don't think that's the proper word in that context.
It's rotating. But
rotating.
I mean, this meme debunks itself because they're trying to say level is flat while showing that level isn't flat.
Right.
I had I don't remember who it was. Somebody's like they took out a spirit level, and they're holding a spirit level like this is all I need. It was that guy, Flat Ferdinand. Zzz.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Planes go. Zzz.
He held up
I'm a wizard.
level, the spirit level. He's like, that's all I need, and he kept like looking through the hole in it. I'm like, so I asked him, and this is where they get stuck every time. How do you think a spirit level would work differently on a globe than what you observe?
Right.
They can't answer.
Blank.
No.
Marilyn's spirit levels, she would always carry one around too.
Oh, I actually emailed her the other day because she's still doing flat Earth stuff.
Oh, is she back to doing it now? Because
Yeah.
for a while she was just doing sovereign citizen stuff.
Flat Ferdinand was a good one because he screamed at me for about 5 minutes straight. The water's always flat, while sitting in front of a massive picture of a wave.
Is he the one with the big flat nose?
No, that's Vlad.
No, that's
That's
Vlad,
Blobfish
yeah.
Vlad. Yeah,
He does look like a blobfish.
he does. You're right.
Remember, I don't know if maybe I'm a little bit older than y'all. Do you remember the old Popeye cartoons with Alice the Goon?
Alice the Goon. No.
Just Google real quick, Popeye Alice the Goon. I'm gonna do it too because I may have a false memory here.
it's Mandela.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
Mandela.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but do you remember when Flat Earth Fokker
Oh.
said they moved an entire country?
Sri Lanka. Yeah.
Well, he thought all of South America was moved.
He and not the Suez Canal, the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
But then he also thought that people came into his house at night and changed the labels on his shoes.
The Skechers, yeah. I remember the look on your face when I was saying some of the things that he believed. Like, he thought that you and I were CAA agents.
Yeah,
CIA.
yeah, he's convinced of that. Even when speaking to me, when he came onto my channel for a debate, he was convinced. He was like, "Look, I know you're CIA. I know you're CIA. I'm British."
Yeah, there you go. Alice the Goon. Doesn't that look sort of like Vlad?
You're right. You're right. That does look a lot like Vlad.
Look at me pulling
I mean, not
memories
even a
from
little bit.
40 years ago.
That's basically Vlad in a dress.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I remember that. That had to be 35 years ago.
No, it was
Last time I saw that.
75 years ago when you were a wee young man of 73 years old.
Right. I thought it was only my producer that we picked on for being old.
Jolene says, "Wait, that isn't Vlad. No, that actually wasn't a picture of Vlad. I know it's confusing."
It's a artist sketch. It's a face sketch.
Seth Bow
right, I
says,
gotta-
sorry, you go. Yeah.
I got to read a couple here. We got Vernon Snyder for Canadian dollars with no message. Thank you. Maybe it was removed because YouTube does that. Teamsters for Life for $5 says Nathan Thompson would operate on someone only to prove a flat line exists. Ouch. Ouch. Lael says for $5 is saying McToon is saying MC Toon is the best looking person on the channel and appeal to authority.
I mean, it's clearly wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
Schrodinger's here.
It's this guy right here.
Other side.
Look at this beard.
No, I this is on purpose.
Oh, right, okay.
Hey,
If he grew a beard, put on a Carhartt beanie, maybe.
Okay, so I can't grow a beard, so shush.
it just looks like my face is dirty if I try.
So
I don't shave.
in boot camp, did they still make you shave every day? 'Cause we
Yes,
had some kids
I
like that.
even had at one point I had the drill sergeant shout at me for not shaving enough, and I'm like, "Are you kidding? Did you just get a microscope and look at my face or something?" I think he just wanted to pick me up on something, or maybe he was just trolling.
We had the guys with baby faces but they still were forced to shave every day. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I could get away without shaving for 2 or 3 days, right? But there was some guys that joined me in basic training that would have to shave 2 to 3 times a day, or they would get shouted at constantly.
Ouch.
Right.
Did both of you have to go into the tear gas room?
Yes.
Yes.
And did they make you shave just before?
No.
I don't. It seems to me like we went in the morning, so it was already like right after we had shaved anyway.
My brother-in-law and my sister went too, and yeah, they made to be fair, they made everybody shave their face before they went into the room, even
that's just harsh. They you go in with the mask on. They set off the pellets, and then you've got to take a deep breath with the mask on, then take the mask off, exhale. Take another breath, hold it in, and walk out.
I know, we had to sing Anchors Away.
Oofed.
The whole song.
That is brutal.
I've never had my eyes sting so much it was like, no matter what you did, you just couldn't get this acid feeling away from your eyes. It was horrible.
Yeah, and just mucus everywhere.
Yeah, just like the worst cold you'd ever imagine, just running out your face. Kat, did you ever have to do something like we had the flooding simulator? It literally simulated a ship sinking with holes coming in, and you had to like bang bits of wood in and stuff to try and stop. Did you have anything like that?
It's in Norfolk. I know exactly. See the building in my head. It's called the Dixie Cup. It's the name of the ship. It's basically a giant swimming pool with something that looks like part of a ship inside it. You go in there. It's floating on top. And there's all the pipes and everything, and they simulate ruptured pipes and all that, and you have to you're trying to stop all of the flooding.
Yeah, you're trying to stop the water coming in.
It goes all the way to the bottom.
Like the one we have in Britain, it's almost like a bit of a roller coaster. It's on hydraulics and stuff. So once they set it off, it starts moving as though the ship's kind of been hit and part of it sunk. And then there's random holes around that water starts coming out, and you've got to get the mallet and like the wedges of wood to try and stop, so that then you can go and figure out what the problem is. And a lot of fun, very scary.
And then the water starts coming in.
Yeah, like it goes up. There's points where the water's like you're like this, taking the breath, go under to try and stop the leak and stuff, whilst the things are moving around and everything. Right, it's crazy.
I gotta tap out.
You got to do the different types of patches too, like the soft patch, and then there's one that if you've ever had a cast on your arm, where they put the cast on and it gets warm, it's got that exothermic reaction of the chemicals.
Yeah,
it actually is a patch that when you get it wet and you wrap it around the pipe, and it hardens and swells, sort of like a cast on your arm, and that's one way to stop a burst pipe. There's all kinds of different methods, and you had to basically demonstrate all of them. And if you could stop all of the flooding before it sank to the bottom of the pool, then basically that was a pass. And if it went to the bottom before you stopped all of the flooding, then that was a fail.
And they just left you in there. Obviously,
there's someone in there like that's taking care of making sure that you don't die, obviously, but
yeah, they actually had divers in there with scuba gear.
Nobody actually. Okay. Jolene was asking, who's the Fred Durst looking dunce? Jason.
Yeah,
Jason, the horrible person.
He is very horrible.
It's much like Fred Durst.
SpaceWorks Science Works for €5 says, guys, all flirs claim to be the king of top left.
Yeah, they might actually enjoy it. I mean, Riley was campaigning to win.
He wanted to win a couple years ago.
Yeah. And
so maybe
he came in second. He couldn't even win when he was trying.
Maybe the Flat Earthers will really get into this, and they'll campaign to get votes.
Well, it's not going to be just Flat Earthers, because I got at least one frauder that I'm going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
I don't know which one yet, but
you're going to have to
think hard. I can make a pretty good case.
Here we go. Here's the sinking ship simulator, just quickly, so you can see what's going on. Geez. Like, the holes are appearing everywhere, and the whole thing is filling up with water. And you've just got to try and stop what's going on, stop the floods. It's pretty terrifying when the water starts getting all the way up. I don't want to show too much of that because I don't want you to be hit with copyright.
Oh, it's a lieutenant.
Yeah, that was a lieutenant. You're right.
There's no F in that.
Yes, there absolutely is. No, well, it is not.
Is it? Hold on. Is it a top lieutenant?
I don't think he would be a lieutenant for very long if he was a
top left candidate. All right, the Spirit for $5 says, "Yeah, I still wish Officer Balls would have taken him down."
Officer Balls?
I don't catch that reference.
Oh, what's that? That was a couple minutes ago. I don't know what that's a reference to. Officer Balls.
Is that from y'all's Doctor Who thing that I didn't get any of?
I don't think so. Let's see. Tommy Grunwald for 5 Nokias says, "Glober Mom and I agree on Jerry Waibenga. He was quite busy with his rubber bands last year and knows everything about the Rayleigh criterion except how to actually do the math, of course."
Yeah.
He's special.
And how to describe it. And the mechanism behind it, of course, you know.
And what it actually does.
Yeah.
How many flat earthers think that the Rayleigh criterion means that something disappears versus
Most of them.
just being blurry?
I don't think they understand it at all.
No, they don't. They actually think it disappears. They actually think that's what it means.
Well, they are still saying to this day, no matter how many times they've been corrected, that if centrifugal force are, centrifugal force?
Centrifugal, I say, because it's less confusing.
Which one am I? Damn it. The one that they say if a helicopter is hovering, then
Coriolis.
Coriolis, yeah. Because none of them understand what Coriolis is.
They've just heard it misdescribed, and they're like, therefore, make a conclusion. But you can't have the wrong understanding of it. You have to have first the right understanding of it, which they never do.
Right. And then they say that, they've heard somebody say that centrifugal force is a pseudo-force. And therefore, in their mind, that means it's not real.
Yeah, just like gravity.
So what's
the fictitious force?
What keeps the water in the bucket when you spin it?
Well,
A
not
fictitious force.
Not centrifugal acceleration, not centrifugal force, because that's not a force.
Yeah. Well, then what is it? No, it's just
But
inertia.
a force can't do anything. It's not a real force.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Come on,
All
Rachie. Rachie, I see you being silly in the chat. Come on, you're better than this. Stop it.
Yeah, Rachie, you are smart enough.
You're good enough.
Enough. I like how you added that.
And people like you.
All right, Asher 1776 for $5 says intuition does allow us to smell someone's BS.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, that's what I get whenever I talk to the plagiarist. The Elmegs for £10 says there was once a submarine on Lake Titicaca that forgot to dip its nose down. It's now called the ISS. Oh, so many callbacks in one statement there. Love it.
I don't remember who it was that basically tried to make the same argument about submarines that they do with airplanes. That submarine would have to.
That was Flat Earth Fucker. He did that with me.
Oh,
yeah, but it was another one.
I think
it was Mark Sargent or one of the more well-known.
Zoom Truth? Is it Zoom Truth or?
I debated Zoom Truth.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, years ago.
Wow.
I think it was on. I don't remember what channel. I think
that was on my channel.
Gone by then. It might have been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my channel. Hey, I can't see Clown Prince of Gravity on sale anymore.
No, it's not. It's been reported enough.
Yeah.
Good.
He's got to really be wrapped around the axle about that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he sent me yet another email today. So I put that email on my Discord server, and if you watched my video, document number 3 that he sent me, the one that made me laugh so hard, I put a screenshot of it on my server.
And are these on like letterhead or something where he's trying to make it official?
No, like it's not like making it like he is a lawyer, but it's not just an email, right? He made it look like it's different than just an email, as if it's sort of legal-y.
Right.
right? But his email to me was like, that wasn't actually from a lawyer. I'm like, yes, I know it wasn't actually from a lawyer. You could have just sent an email. You didn't need to put in a Word document.
Right. What you should do is do a stream and get Artie to come on, and y'all read through them.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, it would be good.
All right, I will contact Artie.
Some of the most fun that we ever had was when that one guy that says that he's suing me, legalized drugs, when he sent me his lawsuit. It was like 26 pages, and so I got all my lawyer friends on, and we did a live stream and just read through the whole thing. Well, and I remember every at the end of every sentence, OPT lawyer would pretty much just say, "That's irrelevant." We read the next line, he'd say, "That's irrelevant."
So here on screen is his document 3, the one that made me laugh so hard. Number 1, he's going to have a DMCA takedown order. The video that had none of the plagiarist's copyrighted material in it, because all of the copyrighted material in it was the stuff he plagiarized. So it's somebody else's, and it was just a screenshot of a paragraph used for education and commentary, which is covered under fair use. So
Schrodinger's cat. Let me just read this to you. All right. So evidence of prior awareness, Michael Toon. Before further litigation, investigations continue from my end. Within the rubric of pro bono assistance, I've been advised by legal counsel to inform you that you were made aware of the following conditions and consequences, as well as given ample admonition well in advance of such investigations. 1. Michael Toon's YouTube video Extreme Plagiarism Gregory Garrett constitutes grounds for a DMCA takedown order, as well as a derivative works lawsuit with additional penalties resulting in a total fine of no less than $20,000 and no more than $45,000.
So that's a copyright thing.
Right. Which would be civil.
Which is civil, and only the copyright owner could begin that litigation. Which is not him.
It's the next one that gets me though. Michael Toon's YouTube video Extreme Plagiarism Gregory Garrett constitutes grounds for an intent conspiracy felony offence, resulting in a fine of no less than $250,000 in addition to jail time. An overt act of conspiracy itself need not be unlawful, and not all members of the conspiracy are required to take an overt act. One co-conspirator's overt act is enough to satisfy the broad spectrum of crimes encompassed under US Law 18, United States Code Section 1341 and 1343.
Who did you conspire with?
Well, he's accusing me of requesting people to give a bad review.
Which is not illegal.
Is not illegal, number 1, but is not what I actually did. I asked people to report plagiarism, which is a crime. I asked people to report a crime.
Right.
So he thinks that asking people to report a crime is a crime.
And then he's talking about a felony offense for a civil...
So
claim.
This was, somebody said, no, this number 2 is a criminal claim that because his father-in-law is the prosecuting attorney, he said.
Yeah.
Now I looked it up. So in his email,
which would be a conflict of interest. So he would have to recuse himself and bring in a different prosecutor.
Well, that's a good point. But I think so. I had found his most recent stepfather, not father-in-law. I don't think he's married. His most recent stepfather, who is a professor and apparently now deceased. And no, but he said in the email that it was a previous stepfather. So I don't know who that is, but definitely you're right. If he were a prosecuting attorney, so
right.
If it was a stepfather, based on the age of his mother, then the guy would be
long in the tooth. Yeah.
He would probably be past retirement age. I mean, certainly people work past retirement age, but my guess is at best, he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Not a prosecuting attorney.
But my understanding, and I've never initiated a DMCA claim because I'm not a dick. But the way that my understanding is that it works is there's a certain section if you go into your studio, you'll see it on the left-hand side where it says copyright, and you can see everybody that's used any portions of your videos. And that's where you would initiate the claim from. So
there's other ways to do that.
Yeah,
I said,
I don't even know because I've never done one. If somebody wants to use part of my videos, they're welcome to do it, you know.
So he then goes on to say these proceedings will result in the termination of Michael Toon's MC Toon YouTube account, as well as the prohibition of Michael Toon to upload to any YouTube platform from hereafter. And number 4,
which is not YouTube's. That's not YouTube's policy.
No, they don't control that. Number 4, obviously we reserve the legal right to move for a summary judgment on this case, as it is clear that Michael Toon's case will not get by on merits, and hence will conclude res judica.
So this case, singular. So somehow in his mind he merged together a civil case for a copyright that somebody else holds, not him, and a criminal case that he can't run a criminal case.
No.
Somehow in his mind they're merged together into one case.
It's beyond stupid. I mean,
Yeah, something hit my ear wrong about res judica, so I just looked it up. And res judica refers to a case that's already been adjudicated.
Yeah, like you can never come back from it.
Right. So why is he using that to talk about a case that hasn't even been initiated yet?
Because he thinks it means that once the decision is made, which he's pre-concluding here, it can never be contested.
Yeah, like I could never appeal it, he says.
And why is he saying that he reserves the right to request summary judgment?
Because he's an idiot.
Who doesn't reserve the right to ask for some... is there some situation where you waive your right to ask for summary judgment?
He just thinks it sounds official.
I wonder if he knows what summary judgment is.
No, he doesn't.
So I have just so everybody knows, I have gotten the services of a attorney, Turtle, my attorney Turtle, who is a member of the paw firm of Turtle, Raccoon, and Jamil. So I'm in good paws.
It can't be any worse than some of the people that are threatening to sue me. I think I've got 3 people currently threatening. Well, no, they're not threatening to sue me. In their mind, they've already sued me.
Oh.
Yeah, one of them has already sued me in district court for a case that could only be heard federally. But according to him, he's already filed at district court.
I love that. Let's see. Puppy Kicker for 6106 Nokias says Rachie can be turned. She is too nice to be a flirf. Rachie, you hear that? Take that to heart. Pronon. Oh, we already did that one about voting for Lemon Bird, Devin Bay, or Donnie Lee.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't touch on Lemon Bird. And
Lemon Bird hurts my brain.
There's only 2 possibilities: either Poe or absolutely insane.
I'll go with the latter.
Yeah, I've had I think 4 conversations with Lemon Bird on my channel, and I had a 6-hour one-on-one conversation with him on Discord. After that 6-hour one-on-one conversation, I wasn't sure I was in reality anymore.
Yeah, I spoke with him one time, and I was trying to get him to understand how little 8 inches over the course of a mile is.
Yeah.
Because they think that it's this drastic thing. And I asked him very simply, if you were on a road that was a mile long, and you were in a car driving down this mile-long road, and it deviated to the left or right 8 inches, do you think that you would even notice that you had corrected that 8 inches over the course of that mile? You would just naturally do it.
The car would probably do it itself, to be honest, with just like the way that it's going on the road. Like,
yeah,
you literally would not notice that happening.
No, there's no way that you would. It would be unconscious.
Made me excited. I'm getting my new car in a few weeks.
He could not understand it. It was way you would think that I had asked him to do like a second order differential.
Yeah.
That I no longer know how to do.
I'm getting a Hyundai Ioniq 5, and I can't wait.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
It's the most awesome electric car. Hyundai Ioniq. It's completely electric.
Hyundai.
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 The Ioniq 5 it's got an electric engine that gives you 300 miles on a single charge.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you live in the hills, right? So
I live in Scotland where everything is a hill.
Right. So would it still be 300 miles, or would it be somewhat less than that if you're going through hills? Because I know your gas mileage goes to crap. So wouldn't your electric?
Yeah,
would it be more like 200 in hills and 300 if it's flat?
The braking is regenerative.
Yeah.
So you get a little better from that.
You get some back, and well, anyway, sorry, I'm excited.
Brady Photography, you're excited about a Korean car?
Hey, those Koreans are clever folks.
I had a Kia van.
You would hate my truck. I struggle to get 15 miles to the gallon.
Oh, my Kia van, the first time I used the jack, it broke itself. The metal in the jack was too soft to jack up the car that it came with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's some quality control.
All right, Charlie Girl 87 for $2 says, I vote Silence Boy.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Is that a Sovsit guy?
He's a First Amendment auditor who basically just likes to just walk around harassing people, and he's a wee little guy.
That's
but
cute.
He's got all of this fake jewelry, like just the Mr. T starter kit that he wears, and it's all like this gold-plated nonsense.
Starter kit.
He talks about how much money he makes off of YouTube, but you can look at his views and subscribers and tell that he's not making nearly that money. But he had a video.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, he had a video recently where he had just gone somewhere and pulled out like all of his money out of the bank. And he had this big stack of $100 bills. And he filmed himself going to the ATM to deposit this money that he said that he got hustling. But he's a really weird little man that likes to. He did an audit of a funeral. Yes.
What? Oh.
Take a minute, digest that. He audited a funeral.
You need a beat down if you're doing that.
He got a beat down once or twice, and it didn't take.
That didn't take.
He calls himself Silence Boy, but he can't shut up.
Maybe he's used to hearing Silence Boy.
Right. Or maybe it's ironic, like really big guys, they call him Tiny or something like that.
Yeah. Let's see. RT96 for $2 is new name for Flat Earthers, Bumpy Adjacenters. That's cute.
Okay. But then you'd have to explain to them what adjacent means.
Oh, that's true. They don't even know what that means. There's two adjacents.
Right. Well, if you really want to mix them up, just use the word juxtapose.
Which one? The top adjacent or the bottom adjacent? There's two. And they're both straight. Not working out for you there. Seth Bow says, now they're denying atoms exist. Yeah, they've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah, I've heard some of them do that.
Daniel, remember, Craig, when you debate that 4-way debate on the Ice Wall server?
Oh, yeah.
Falkenbach, the not funny flat Earth comedian.
What's he calling himself? Flat Earth subgenius.
Yes, significantly sub to genius. Said, he's like, electrons don't exist. I'm like, you
Really?
unironically told me on a device that completely requires electrons to exist.
Right. What was that I measured all those times that, well, even still, when you're measuring current, you're measuring electron flow.
Yes. Brenda's wondering, what about authentic intent? I could debate him in person. I don't know if it's... I would have to really think about that if I were ever to debate him in person. He was convicted for doing the thing you should not do with the 13-year-old girl 3 times.
Three times.
3 times. Convicted. Felony conviction. Not accused. Convicted.
But
3
that
times.
sounds like the frauditor, Earl David Warden, also known as News Now Houston and News Now Community. He was convicted of rape, went to jail for that. Now he's out, and now he's being prosecuted for molesting one of his daughters, who, to me, I know that it probably shouldn't, but she gets extra credibility in my book that she's active duty Air Force, and she has absolutely nothing to gain by making these accusations against her dad. And the police interview, when the police interviewed him, is on YouTube, and the cop was telling him that they had gone to his ex-wife's house and said, "We're investigating your ex-husband, Earl David Warden, for molesting your daughter." And she said, "Well, that's no surprise. He molested all my daughters." Oh. And this is the equivalent of Mark Sargent for
Really?
First Amendment auditors. He's like the big daddy. He's got 100 and some thousand subscribers, and they all listen to him, and he gives them advice on how to be a better frauditor and things like that. And you ask these people, like, he's a convicted rapist, like, what are you doing hanging out with him? And they don't seem to care about things like that.
You know what? Rachie said, Professor Phil Bell, you realize you are implying you can never know truth. And everybody responds, yes, Rachie.
Correct. That's
correct. That is completely correct.
Yes.
In science, you can never be absolutely certain. Proving things is binary and forever. You can't prove something and then it changes later. You didn't actually prove it in the first place. Now, what do you mean by in general?
I'm just saying, in general, it's like, say you're at work and you talk to a coworker about whatever topic, and you disagree with each other. The only thing that you need to do to figure out if it's even worth having this conversation with the other person is ask them one question: could you be wrong? If they say no, end the conversation, because you're not dealing with somebody who's intellectually honest.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what the topic is. It could be, is your wife your wife? And you say, of course, we have the marriage certificate right here. And they say, well, could you be wrong? And you say no, then end of conversation, because the paperwork could have been screwed up, and it didn't. Your wife could still be married from a previous marriage, and the paperwork didn't go through, therefore your marriage is null.
Yeah, she might still be married to Danny Seppings, and you would not know it.
Exactly. So if somebody ever tells you they cannot be wrong, then the conversation's over. It's a fruitless conversation.
So Rachie responded then to Professor Phil Bell, so you think we can never know truth or respectfully disagree? Well, then, Rachie, you're just incorrect about that.
Yeah. 100% certainty is not attainable on anything.
In science, yeah. And now, in math and logic, there is a concept of proof.
Yeah, but that's math.
It's different, yeah.
In matters of reality, if I open my hotel room door, there should be a hallway there. I'm absolutely certain. Am I 100% certain there's no way that there's not a hallway on the other side of that door? Could be. I could be dreaming right now.
Yeah.
So
you're certain enough that you would close your eyes, open the door, and walk out.
And walk out, yes.
Yeah.
That is still not 100%.
Yeah. Let's see. I missed one. Oh, from Danny Sepping. Somebody sent me. He's been married 6 times.
Wow.
I found the Australian Seppings and ancestry information. Somebody sent it to me. And being a Mormon, they're super sensitive about ancestry. So yeah, so the Like, it's got the exhaustive list of all the marriages, including all of their offspring. And yes, he's been fruitful and multiplied, and most likely has not financially
Is he the Australian guy that sells the fake cars?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he never sold any fake cars. He just took money. Took money for fake cars.
Right. It was funny when you were talking to him, and you had the other guy from
Melbourne.
From Melbourne.
Yeah.
And he pretended, like, I know that probably in the back of his mind he was like, oh, well, I'm so screwed right now. But he acted like he was happy that you had this guy on. You said, hey, I've got this other guy. And he was like, brilliant.
That's terrific.
If he can act like he's playing along with it, it makes him feel like
bravado.
Yeah, and so I'm editing that video, and so I'm watching all the different times in there where I'm about to expose something and he's realized it.
Right. But he always acted like he was happy about it.
He always does that. That's his defense mechanism, because he's always thinking of the way out. Because he's a multi-decade liar. That's what he's done for his most of his adult life. So he's good at it. He's always thinking of the exit.
It's sort of like any other type of criminal, though. At some point, you're working harder to be a criminal than you would have worked to just do the right thing.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. I need to go and use the toilet.
All right. Magic Productions for £5 says, I used to believe in multiple conspiracies, and then I grew up. I think the reason Schrodinger is closer to, it's a fun story that people like. Joe bless you.
Can you read that again?
All right, so the first part, I used to believe in multiple conspiracies theories, and then I grew up. Then, I think the reason Schrodinger is closer to, it's a fun story that people like.
It's closer to. That's where he lost me.
Yeah, I'm missing that as well.
I think it might be a typo or something.
Yeah.
Autocorrect maybe screwed him over.
Yeah.
Retype it, and I'll answer it.
Yeah, tag me or the kitty cat there. Can you give us a meow?
No.
No, thank you. I didn't expect.
And thank you for that horrible news about Erwin Schrodinger this week. You just rained all on.
Sorry.
I mean, it really doesn't change anything. His accomplishment is his accomplishment, but yeah.
And that's if the book from the Plagiarist. One of his main things that he talks about in that book and in some of the others, because I've skimmed through some of them, is he finds the person that's attributed to some particular thing in science. And then rather than finding errors in what they've discovered, he attacks something about that person. Oh,
right.
That guy
was associated with this group.
This group, therefore,
right.
Everything after that scientifically doesn't count.
Right.
Not at all. It has no bearing on it.
Which is just it's sort of like an ad hominem. And that, like, an ad hominem is you're stupid, therefore you're wrong.
Yeah, there's a name for it. It's called the poisoning the well fallacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is basically poisoning the well, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Microraptor, it was about Erwin Schrodinger. We won't YouTube sensitive about it, but yeah, an article recently came out. Maybe this was known before, but about some of his history that was unsavory.
Yeah, and it could be wrong. I mean, that was a single article. I've never heard anything else. I didn't fact check it. I just looked at it and said, "Well, damn, if that's true."
Okay. We have an answer from Magic Productions.
I have returned.
So here we go. He or she says, I think the reason that people believe in conspiracies is that it's a fun story that people enjoy, much like religion, except with a lot less utility.
Yeah.
You were talking about that, Schrodinger. And then Joe Bless You, which is a George Carlin reference. Now that makes more sense.
Okay. Yeah, that is part of the reason why people believe conspiracy theories. But a lot of times, and I've just got through doing a ton of research on this and reading articles, scholarly articles and everything. And there's lots of reasons why people believe it. Sometimes, and we've seen this in the sovereign citizen community, somebody will get in a bind. CPS will come take their kids, or they'll get arrested for a certain thing, or they get a DUI, and they're trying to find a way out of this. And then a guru comes along and says, well, all you need to do is say these magic words, because I don't know if you know this or not, but the United States government it went bankrupt in 1871, and they don't have any power anymore. So if you go to court and say these magic words, and it's real tempting if you have no other way out of the hole that you're in to just go down this rabbit hole. Or like a lot of, disenfranchised people, and this is probably true of a lot of flat earthers, didn't do very well in school, probably aren't doing very well in life because they don't have this background knowledge and education that's more and more required as we become more and more of a technological society. So they're not doing very well. So it's easy to just say, well, it's all fake. Of course I don't understand it. It's all fake. So there's lots of different reasons why people believe conspiracy theories. And I think one of the main ones too, and this is true across all the conspiracy theories, is once you buy into the conspiracy theory, you're a member of an elite group, a small elite group that knows the actual truth. So you get to be a member of a special knowledge club.
Yeah.
Yes, which makes your otherwise unimportant existence somehow important.
Yeah. It's that feeling of I know something that all of the other gullible sheep don't.
Yeah,
I am
I'm
enlightened.
special. Yeah, I know
dumb.
I'm not stupid anymore. Oh, I've never been stupid. Oh, I've seen the truth. Haha, I'm special because I've seen it and they haven't.
Yeah, and I found out too, reading a lot of stuff from people that psychologists who have studied this, that the whole sheep thing is almost universal amongst all of the conspiracy theories, that anybody that doesn't believe them is just a sheep to they. It's just believing whatever they say. Yeah. So it's basically ubiquitous across all the different conspiracy theories.
The ones that I think are the funniest is when the conspiracy theorist is they are just trying to kill people. Mark Steele says that all the time. Like
they're doing a terrible job.
They are, but think if they did with this current thing going on, what they would get would be the people that do what they want them to do are the ones that are now gone, and the only ones that survive are the ones that did not do what they wanted them to do. It's the opposite group of people that they would want.
That's a pretty good point.
But here's it's even more than this, because the conspiracy theorists, they never trust the government. So all the government would need to do in order to make them take a permanent dirt nap is send out a communication like, don't eat the Tide Pods. Right. And all of the conspiracy theorists would hear that and say, they don't want us to eat the Tide Pods.
They must be magic.
I'm going to eat the Tide Pods.
Right.
Look, if you're not supposed to eat Tide Pods, why do they look so much like candy?
That's how easy it would be for they to get rid of the people that they want to get rid of.
Well, think of the chemtrail conspiracy theorists. They're like, oh, they're putting chemicals in the clouds that are going to.
Everyone else is breathing.
To hurt?
Yeah. Do they not breathe? Whoever they is.
Maybe they have had a special vaccine that makes them immune.
No, that is to murder people. Like none of it makes sense.
Yeah, anything that when they talk about population control, like, well, our life expectancies keep getting longer, and the population of Earth keeps getting bigger. So
it's the worst conspiracy ever.
Yeah. I mean, so they've been doing this for 40, 50 years. They haven't
centuries, more than that. They have been in control of everything since apparently that 5,000 years. Whatever. You just pick whatever.
And at some point, they didn't have a meeting and say, hey, this isn't kind of working out. Try something different.
No, this isn't Dave. This is Esmeralda.
How do you tell the difference?
Well, Dave's a lot more white and a boy and smaller.
Oh, okay.
So he's got privilege.
Yeah.
White male privilege.
Oh, PJC. PJC says there's a huge amount of evidence. The rest of what he said doesn't matter because PJC net is a conspiracy theorist. So what he thinks is evidence is actually just claims.
Oh, conspiracy. Did you by any chance, Toon, see the video posted on YouTube and Facebook by Trey earlier?
No. I can't imagine.
So,
what?
You know the video from inside the Sun's corona from the Parker Solar Probe, looking out at the galaxy.
Okay.
So he has that playing, right? And then he merges it with a picture of Neptune, god of the sea, and tries to say that at one frame, as it's frozen, the particles and pixels make out Neptune, god of the sea.
Okay.
Which somehow means the Earth is...
Means what?
Flat, I guess.
Why? But anyway, PJC, if you would like to step in for Fake Mike Real News and actually debate conspiracy theories with me, we'd be willing to set that up on this channel.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
He's got a microphone now.
So, yeah, get in touch with us. We're not hard to find, and we'll set it up.
All right, Steve.
But what was the rest of his comment? I don't think we finished his comment.
Oh, no, that was the rest of it. He did just do another one. I'll read. Another super chat here says, another reason for you Schrodinger, people believe things because they are afraid that they are true or they want them to be true. Hashtag like Titicaca.
I wasn't joking.
People believe things because they want them to be true. That's not very profound. Of course people do that.
They're afraid that they are true.
So they believe it because they're afraid that it's true.
Or they want them to be true. So that that's true. The conspiracy theorists are afraid that they are in charge. And that's why the conspiracy theorists accept it, I suppose. I don't know.
If you want to do the debate, you're gonna have to try harder than that. Just say.
No, that wasn't PJC. That was Magic Productions.
Oh, okay. I thought that was.
Yeah, Magic.
They're saying that.
Magic Productions is what we call a normal.
Oh, okay. Because it's coming from a conspiracy theorist, that didn't make any sense. So that's why I was so confused.
Yeah. All right, Steve 6464 says Schrodinger's cat. Off topic. Did you ever find out what is meant by "you're too young to eat greens"?
Oh, that crazy lady. I had this crazy lady that got arrested. I guess she was some sort of a sovereign citizen, and she was screaming at the cops that they need to eat their boogers because they're too young to eat greens. What that means, no idea. But she was definitely a crazy Karen.
Sorry, they need to eat their boogers because they're too young to eat what?
Greens. Yeah.
Aren't boogers green?
In general.
I don't know. Everything's gray to me. I'm colorblind.
You can't be colorblind. How can you do electronics and be colorblind?
Believe me, those resistors with the lines on it, no, that did not work well for me. Did not work well.
In the military, you can't go into a field, an electronics field, if you're colorblind. They won't let you.
I would not have made it. I'm red-green. I'm a strong protan. I'm off the chart of fixability by the Enchroma glasses.
I was going to ask you if you've ever tried those.
I have not yet. They have an outside ones, which wouldn't be super useful for me. And they have like inside ones that are non-prescription or non-correcting.
Yeah.
That would be nice for like watching movies or something, or watching just, in the house. But because in order to read, I need reading glasses. These are just 1.5s, not even prescription. So I need their prescription or their corrective ones.
Right.
For inside reading. So I thought about it. They're about like $350.
Yeah, they're not cheap. But I spent about 2 hours one day just watching videos of people putting them on for the first time that never in their life have seen color. And some of them had really emotional responses.
Wait, this is what I've not been seeing?
Yeah. That people have said that to me, and sounds interesting.
Yeah, maybe you could crowdfund it.
Somebody a couple weeks ago super chatted a good sized super chat that was like, "Hey, send this to the glasses if you want." So I might just.
I never knew that about you all these years.
What if you got those glasses and you saw color for the first time? You were like, "Nah, don't like it."
I see color. I do see color. It's just not red and green is just not as intense. So if something's pink, I see gray.
Yeah.
If something's like greenish, I see beige or gray.
My stepson's that way. Like blue and green, he has trouble differentiating.
Yeah.
Red, orange, yellow. Like all the colors that are close to each other in the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm just making a note here. Note to self: do not ask Toon to defuse the bomb. Okay.
Yeah, right.
cut the green wire.
Yeah.
No, wait, not the green one, the pink one.
I cannot splice the ends of Ethernet cables. RJ45s, I cannot do that.
You'd be terrible on a bomb squad. Yeah.
My first day of work on my internship when I was in university, they're like, "Oh, well, you're going to need to run a new wire to your cube. So here's the kit. Here's the wire. Go." I totally failed.
So for resistors with the color codes, you just used a meter? Just put them on a meter to find out what their value was? If
I needed, yeah, that's or sometimes they were separated into little bins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone came to you and was like, "There's about to be a nuclear explosion that's going to destroy the world. Quick, take this pink and grey cable and plug them into the corresponding boxes. We're dead," is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
All right. My turn for a bit.
Go ahead. Oh, for a potty break. Okay. Pronon.
I love how you said "go ahead" as if I was asking permission.
Yes, you may. Do you have a hole pass?
I thought you were going to say something.
Excuse me, Mr. Chun. May I visit the loo?
No.
Pronon 1990 has a super just $1.99 super. It's not a chat. You don't get to type anything for that, but thank you for that very, very much. Daryl Jackson for $10 says, "My big question is, they say density is the reason that everything falls, and the sun and moon are in the atmosphere, which is more dense than air. So what magic keeps them from crashing into the earth?"
Magic is the answer.
Well, they always say, "We don't know what the sun is," and to which I say, I agree, you don't know what the sun is.
Yeah.
But people do know what the sun is, and so if you're going to say the sun is not what people say it is, you should just go ahead and find out the errors in their findings, instead of just saying, "Nuh-uh."
Nuh-uh. A million times.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, I was thinking about that today because Flare Perspective had a good video of Oakley reading out the different guesses as to what the sun is by different flat earthers. Just a long string of different incompatible guesses, almost all of which are pretty trivially easy to test, and you would pretty quickly find out that it's not the case. But they never do. They never go to the test. They're happy to ignore all of the actual testing and put in their own and say, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, because it's got their conclusion in.
Yeah. They start with a conclusion. It's conclusion-based searching.
Which then they accuse us of like presupposing the globe and stuff, and it's like, well, no, you just stop. You're so stupid. Please.
That's just projection. The Elmegs. Do you even cation, bro?
No, eat onions.
The problem with them saying that we presuppose the globe, that doesn't matter. You can presuppose the globe when you go to measure it.
Yeah,
your measurement's not going to conform with. So when they say that really doesn't mean anything. Because, like the one that you did, Toon, you presupposed that the Earth was flat, and then measured it out, and it's like, oh, that doesn't work.
Whenever I go through that with them, their first response is always the same. Will you just presuppose the globe? I'm like,
even after you already told them.
Yeah. So the last time I did it, I didn't do it early enough, but I'm going to do it earlier. I'm going to say, look, I am presupposing that the Earth is flat, and then make them repeat it after me.
Yeah.
Right.
What? No. Don't make them repeat it. Ask them the question. What am I presupposing? Yeah.
But goldfish brain can't hold that.
No, that's a little, the Flurf reset. Keith M. says, in all caps, she spit in my face.
Yes, that was Silence Boy that we talked about earlier.
Okay.
They hate the cops. So he was outside this office building. I don't know what it was. Maybe a city hall or something. And he was just filming everybody. And this one lady took exception to it and said, well, she started out fairly respectfully, just please don't film me. And then she got more and more angry as he would not stop filming, specifically her after she asked. So she did, at least it sounded like audibly, that she did spit. And he lost his mind, and all of a sudden he wanted the cops. And it's very comical, just him yelling, "She spit in my face! She spit in my face right now!" And wanted the cops to arrest her. It's like, I thought you hated these people.
I love it when they're starting to get arrested and they start yelling for help.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of those.
Somebody help me! Somebody help me!
All of a sudden they start listing their medical history.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a bad shoulder in my back and my leg and my hair follicles hurt.
Our Pronon 1990 says legalized drugs could win if he voted.
Yeah. Actually, if anybody out there is looking for a lawyer, he will take your case for the low price of $2,500.
This is a frauditor?
Yeah, that's the one that sent the lawsuit to my house.
Oh.
And then he had his idiot sister actually come to my house. And
really?
Yeah. It's on my doorbell camera, and he posted it on his channel.
Wow.
Which is hilarious because he filmed his sister affecting improper service of a lawsuit and then posted the evidence of it on his channel.
Clever. Clever boy.
So if it ever did end up in front of a judge, like, judge, just go to it wasn't served properly. And they'd be like, do you have any evidence of that? Yes, it's on his YouTube channel. And it was so funny because the smug look on her face walking back to the car, like she thought
like she'd done something good.
Yeah, she basically walked up on my front porch, knocked on the door, dropped this package of paperwork on the floor, on the porch, and walked away. That is not serve.
Not how to serve. Yeah, that's funny.
So that was the second time that I went to my lawyer about this, and the second time my lawyer sent me away and said, "No, you don't need to retain me. Go away. This is nonsense." Of course, he still thinks that he's suing me. And he puts on his paperwork Stout, and Stout, which is him. His last name is Stout. So him, his brother, and his sister, they have this fake law firm. And he talks about how he'll take your case for you for $2,500, and he'll use all the magic words to get you out of trouble. So
I would not trust that.
Yeah, all of the other frauditors that say they're suing me, I always refer them to him. They're like, well, I know a good law firm.
That's funny. Colony L3 is a Quibbler member. Says, what's your favorite flavor of Tide Pods? Craig, that's a question to you, I think.
Minty fresh, definitely.
All right.
Oh,
wait, what? No, I don't eat
here.
Tide
Let me go
Pods.
grab 'em.
He's going for a Tide Pod.
Does he actually have Tide Pods?
I hope not. That is. Oh, he does.
Oh my gosh!
It's a midnight snack for him.
Yeah, these right here.
I'm not kidding.
Delicious.
Get one out and show how much they look like some kind of sweet, some kind of piece of candy.
Well, they kind of smell.
I mean, I want to eat that. I want to eat that.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so that's the key. If they actually wanted to get rid of the people that they actually think, they would just send a letter saying don't eat Tide Pods.
Yeah.
If you travel a lot, then these things are great because it's better than lugging around a big bottle of.
It's a snack on the go. If you're hungry, you wake up at night. It's just handy. It's right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it cleans your clothes.
Yeah, from the inside. Wait, what?
Does it? I've never heard of that use.
Have you
funny because they actually have the little warning symbol down here.
Because some kids were doing it.
That just means spicy, right?
There's another one. There's the don't eat it, and there's one of your eye with it dripping in your eye with the line through it. So apparently you're not supposed to use them for eye drops.
I think somebody actually did, like some kid, and wound up with a permanent dirt nap, if I remember correctly.
Oh dear.
They irritate eyes. Do not get in eyes.
But you know what's really good, right? Is if you freeze them on a hot day, it's like a popsicle.
All right, so that's the flavor. Now, I thought that this was at first a limerick, or maybe it's a haiku, but I will read it as normal. From Magic Productions for £10. I once met a prominent British subset called Dusty who claimed he had arrested a judge. You see, it's not quite working, but I'm trying. He was still trying to sue people and claimed he was a pro. Oh, yeah, I met him in prison, by the way. The rhyming, Magic Productions, the rhyming,
you're halfway there.
That's almost as good as some Vogan poetry.
But yeah, I've got some videos on my channel of
Vogan poetry
trying to arrest the judge. I've got the one video where the guy tries to arrest the entire city council.
I've been watching a court cam recently because that's quite funny. And there was one video of a judge and a prosecuting attorney, like a public defense attorney, arguing, and it basically ended up with the judge saying, "Sit down. This is my courtroom. You do as you're told, or we'll take it outside." So then they both walked outside and started fighting.
They go back and fight. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you hear the scuffle, and then the judge comes back in, like straightens his robe, like says, I'm old. Give me a second. Right. Anyway, and just gets back to work.
Yeah.
Everyone starts clapping at him.
Losing. He lost his seat over that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just go fight. That's not how adults handle things. I don't know how somebody that's a judge didn't know that.
Well, emotions get the best of all of us.
Yeah.
Waikikamukow 855 for $2 says, just wanted to pay my weekly subscription fee. Thank you very much. And it was delivered on time, so we appreciate that.
Otherwise, I mean, it would be a shame if something were to happen.
Yes. You do appreciate your kneecaps, don't you? Guillermo down in the corner. He's got that bat rat. I'm kidding. We're not Glenn Serio. Oh, the begging.
Just his body mass is already doing a number on his knees.
Yeah, no kidding. Aaron Reese, if there's no gravity, shouldn't the more dense material plunge into the less dense material due to a lack of resistance? Yeah, things would go up. Things would fall up.
Always.
I got this. I'm going to do this quick. Talking Ape says if you open the door to the hallway with your eyes closed, I bet you pause for a split second before stepping through, just in case.
What?
No.
That's about the hallway just might not be there.
Ah, right. Yes.
But you're still confident enough that. So Talking Ape is wondering, Cliff, would you maybe pause just for a tiny bit?
No, because I'm as certain as I can be that if I open the door, that the hallway will be there. I mean, let's say that I believe everything that I believe right now and understand everything I understand, and I open the door and the hallway isn't there. That's probably one of the least of my problems at that point.
There's other things that are going on.
Basically, everything that I know is no longer true.
Yeah.
But
Why Kikamuka? I was scared you would send stepping after me. Don't worry about that. Aaron Reese has been a member for 2 months as a quibbler and said 1 month, the only New Year's resolution I've kept.
have we had channel members for 2 months?
Well,
Guess
it's
so.
more than 30 days.
Yeah, so it just automatically defaults to 2.
I think so, yeah.
It's hard to believe that it's even been that long. It seems like we just started last week.
Ooh. All right, Magic Productions, I think, has a limerick. I'm going to try it. There once was a man from Gosham who took out his bollocks to wash them. His wife said, Jack, if you don't put them back, I'll stand on the bastards and squash them. There we go. All right, Rachel's going to bed now. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Rachie. I'll see you soon on your X Factor for interview.
Yeah, use your powers for good. Tommy Grunfeld says 4:30 a.m. May I go to bed now? Yes,
It is quite late.
you may. And we've been going for 2.5 hours. So
Yeah, I just looked at the time because I didn't think it had been that long. You know, when we're just sitting here bullshitting, time goes by quick.
It's been fun. Thanks
So,
for having me on, guys. I
tomorrow's
appreciate it.
That's the one day of the week I don't have to wake up is tomorrow, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Same here.
So you're gonna skip waking up. You're just gonna wake up on Monday.
Yeah.
I may very well. I'm not setting an alarm, and I'm going to close these blackout shades, and I've got a little clamp that I put over the to hold the shades closed, so that they can't.
That's smart.
Yeah, I'm pretty pro at this travel thing.
Yeah, you've been doing a bit.
A bit. Last year, I traveled 204 days out of 365. That's how many nights I slept in.
Well, if you stay still too long, the CIA will catch up to you.
Yes, it's you have to stay on the move.
Yeah.
I saw that movie. Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, it's basically the story of my life.
Yep.
It was a documentary about me.
Well, all right, I'm almost done. Is that 3?
I've never been able to solve one of those things.
And one more.
I saw a guy on TV when I was a kid that could do it with his feet.
Some of those with their feet, they just play in reverse, actually. But maybe they can. We got one more, just for kicks. Member for 2 months at Invagler. Says, good night, folks. Also, thanks for misreading my name on the first membership. Looking at you, Tune.
Whoopsie.
Sorry. we did get Teamster for Life. What method do you use solving the Rubik's Cube? I think it's called the beginner method. I learned how to solve a face myself and then to get the first perimeter there. My cousin taught me how to do these edges, and then there's 4 patterns on the bottom. That's how I do it. I just memorized the 4 patterns, or 4 groups of patterns. So
Is it something anybody could learn how to do? It's just, just invest the time into it?
yeah, it's if you can figure out how to get the top or just one face the same color,
Right.
which most people can, if they have some 3-dimensional, spatial recognition, can do it. Then
I can do it. You just peel all the stickers off.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Right.
There's no stickers.
Oh,
Well, in that case, you get permanent markers.
a can of spray paint.
Yeah.
Screwdriver. You pop off this one right here. You unscrew it. You put it
Yeah,
back
you can do it
together
that way
and place
too.
it. Yeah.
'Cause they do just pop together if I remember right.
I found that if you smash them, it doesn't matter anymore.
Fire will solve that problem as well.
Yeah.
A liberal application of fire. Magic Productions says, keep going. I can provide content for you if you like. That Provenant Sav Sit. I have more info and videos for you. If not, I'm taking my ball home with me.
Yeah.
I can't play football.
Schrodinger.cat is 504. I can't remember my own email address. I'm gonna have to look it up. Schrodinger's.cat 504 at gmail.com, I think.
The link to his channel is in the description, where you can go to the about and find
and it's right there. Yeah.
There you go. So, well, I think next week is the professional wrestling debate.
Hopefully. Still waiting on that one.
That should be fun with Jesse Tentu and Debunk.
I love that name, Debunk.
They both have pretty strong feelings about their side too.
Jesse is not like taking it as a joke at all. So
right, yeah, she's pretty serious about it.
Yeah. Anyway, I have Sizzle Deft or SOM on Tuesday. And then I might see if Artie's available on Tuesday for the later show.
Yeah,
to review that.
I would do that. I think that would be pretty funny.
Craig, what do you got coming?
I am working on my next episode of Flirts with Idiots, and I'm starting a series of remastering some of my older videos. I've got a debate with Brother Sanchez lined up for Monday, and then one with Hillside on Wednesday. And let's give you an unpopular opinion. Ben Affleck was a good Daredevil.
Yes, that's fine. There's just a couple movies that Ben Affleck I can accept.
I mean, the movie was terrible, but Ben Affleck was a good Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Affleck does have the fecal touch. pretty much everything he touches turns to crap.
Yeah.
So, Cliff, what do you got coming?
Well, first let me say I'm pretty happy about my premiere from earlier today. It had been something like 10 days since I'd put out any content, and I was pretty worried because I'd never gone that long without putting out content. But right now, it's almost at the top of the average numbers. You know how you get that range of what's average? I'm almost above average on it. So I guess the algorithm didn't forget me in those 10 days. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to try, if I wake up in the morning, I'm not setting an alarm. So whenever I wake up, I wake up. I'm going to try to do another premiere for tomorrow. And then the following Sunday, I'm going to try to be back to doing my regular Sunday live streams. So that's what's on my horizon.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Let's see. Oh, the Elmigs said thanks for the show, Gammas. Bro. And Pronon 1990 says good night, good sirs. Good night to you too.
See you later.
All right. We'll see
Bye bye, everybody.
That's it. This music will be in my head before I go to sleep now.
Yeah.
And stopping streaming.